big old glass of water because this is one salty motherfucking podcast that we've got coming up. I swear to God, I got salt for days. I got salt on salt with a side of salt. This is the saltiest thing I've ever seen, and I once ate an entire block of salt. So, welcome back, everybody, to the RageSelect podcast. Here, RageSelect. I'm Jeff.
And I'm Mike, and I shouldn't have gone back for seconds.
Yes, we have. Oh my God, there's a lot. There's a lot this week. There's a lot from top to bottom. It's just, and a lot of it is just going to be. You know, part 3 will probably be pretty nice.
It might be. It might be.
Parts 1 and 2, I don't think are. They're going to be a little contentious. A little contentious. We got 3 different like live presentations that happened this week, and I've got like maybe 2 news stories between the 2 of them to rub together. And then we got a lot of just bad news for everyone.
Yes. Bad news all around.
Yep. So before we get started on that, I've got some bad news, Michael.
What's that?
I watched Silent Hill, the Return to Silent Hill movie. I watched Silent Hill Return movie, The Return.
You were telling me about it while looking like you wanted to die yesterday.
Yeah. Fuck, man. Like,
that's how you want your reviews to start, by the way, people. Fuck, man.
Okay, so it was bad. It was no good. It was a very, very bad, terrible day. The movie tried to put the entire plot of Silent Hill 2 plus a bunch of extra shit that nobody asked for into a 90-minute movie.
That was the most shocking thing, is when you told me it was 90 minutes long.
I swear to God, like, if you, hey, you know what? If you want to see James walk into town, if you want to see him go to the Heaven Bar, if you want to see him go to the apartment complex and the hospital and the hotel, and you want to see iconic characters like fucking Fat Guy Eddie and Laura, like, you can, all that shit happens. Does it even make the movie any better? Absolutely not. Like, it's fucking awful.
The way I've heard it talked about is that this movie would have been perfect if the ending was the dog ending.
Yes.
Instead of anything else.
No, but the thing is that I saw one review of this movie that was like, well, yeah, the special effects are bad, and that's an homage to the fact that the graphics in the original Silent Hill weren't very good.
No,
and
that's not a thing.
Absolutely not.
Not a thing.
I saw a Letterboxd review where somebody was like, yeah, this is still better than the fucking DEI remake of Silent Hill 2 the Bloober team did, because you remember they made Angela a little bit less sexual in that, and everybody was like, boo. I don't
know if that makes it better.
If you don't know the plot, I would like to sit somebody down who doesn't know the plot of Silent Hill 2 and watch it, because it's like, it would be just like a really terrible horror movie, and not even like a, like, you know, I watched that God, what was the Wish Upon, right?
Oh,
like
yeah.
that was a so bad it's good horror movie.
Yeah, there's some pretty good ones that are terrible out there.
But like, you know, so the biggest problem of this movie is that the fucking 2 leads have zero chemistry. Like, you know, like, the most important thing about that story
they're
is
all unknowns too, or whatever, right?
James and Laura have to be like in love with each other, and so it makes sense that James would do any of the things that he does in pursuit of his lost love, and it's just doesn't make any sense. They shoehorned in a bunch of crap from the other Silent Hill movies. The special effects were no good. Like, they made a bunch of changes to the plot where it was like, why did you? I was telling you about them before, where it's like they made changes to the plot to make the fact that they jammed a bunch of characters that were in the game into this 90-minute movie make sense.
Yeah.
And what they did to make that quote unquote make sense makes no fucking sense. So it's like, what?
Yeah, I've never heard of like any of these people.
Yeah.
Apparently, the main guy apparently was in a bunch of side characters in different movies.
Sure,
like Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again.
Okay, great.
War Horse and Great Expectations.
Wonderful. Shakespearean.
Yeah, he was the best of them.
Tragic actor. Yeah, it was like they should have sent a poet, Michael. They should have sent the co-host 3000, because I'm not equipped to review this poor of a movie. Like, it was so bad that it almost wrapped all the way back around to me just going like, what? But why?
Yeah, there was a stuff we talked about that I heard on the internet, with my favorite being the fake beard.
Oh my goodness.
The super obvious fake beard.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
It's just hilarious to find out that was a thing.
It's, you know, there's one part, I don't even want to, like, It's like I'm teetering on the edge. Part of me just wants to say all the things, right? Just like we're gonna scrap half this news, and I'm just gonna make this a review of that movie because it was so fucking terrible. Maybe someday we could play Silent Hill 2, and I'll just talk about the movie for an hour and a half and get it all out of my system. Like
you might have to one of these days,
like an ichor that's building up inside of me. But no, it was terrible. Do not pay money for this. Do not watch it. If you must watch it, wait till it comes to a free streaming service that you already own, and then put it on. And after 10 minutes, make sure to turn it off. After the first scene where it becomes clear that James, podunk, white bread James, is now a dark-haired, bad boy artist, painter.
Who's a painter?
Who drives a convertible Mustang up to the rest area that you start. Not a beat up sedan, a fucking like full on. Like the movie starts with him blazing down the highway, smoking a joint, like just fucking taking a ride in the countryside with all of his paints and stuff. Okay, listen.
That's a man full of guilt, Jeff.
This is how I know, is because I haven't even told you everything. Okay, so at the very beginning, he's driving down the road. He almost hits a bus, and he skirches into the little overlook, right, from the game, right? And as he does so, just out of nowhere, a suitcase opens up and clothes are all over the place. And Mary shows up, and she's like, "Oh, my clothes," and it's like, "Oh, okay," and so she gets the clothes because apparently her suitcase doesn't have a latch that works, and so when he scurred around, he hit her suitcase and it flew open.
Just exploded open.
And so after a little while, he decides that he'll take her to Silent Hill because that's not where she's going, but whatever. I don't remember why that happened. Okay, so at that point, they go to his convertible, and his convertible, which you've been seeing, the entire back seat is full of like art supplies. They got easels and like canvases and like, stuff. And they open the trunk of the convertible Mustang, and the trunk is pristinely empty to put her bags in. And I'm like, why? Why would you? I mean, the only reason I can say this is because they needed some kind of visual indicator that this man is an artist. But that has nothing to do with the plot.
I was also going to say, like, what the fuck? Like, that trunk. Look, I own a Mustang, and I get that Mustang trunks aren't the biggest trunks.
Yeah.
You can still put things in them.
Yeah.
Like, by default, it's bad.
They could just and then they could have put her stuff in the back seat and saved like 10 seconds worth of walking around the car and opening the
yeah.
I normally don't CinemaSins movies when I watch them, but I was like, why? I don't understand.
It's not so much CinemaSins. It just doesn't make any sense when it comes to that entire plot, I guess.
He's in a bar and he's drinking, and he's sad and he's drinking, and he drinks his beer and he's real sad, and the waitress comes over and says, "Hey, buddy, you got to get out of here." And he's like, "Yeah, okay." And so he goes to stand up, and he knocks over the table with the glass on it, and it hits the waitress, and she's like, "Hey, what the fuck?" And he's like, "What the fuck?" And then the waitress is like, "Bouncer, come kick this guy out." He comes up, and he throws a punch at him. He starts fighting him. I'm like, dude, you were fully in the wrong here. Like, I don't understand.
Also, it was an accident either way.
Yeah.
Just apologize.
I don't know. So these are like the first parts where I'm like, oh, James Sunderland is a weed-smoking convertible Mustang driving artist. I hate him and his dumb leather jacket. Like, so.
Well, yeah, because the thing about James Sunderland in the game is he's a giant fucking loser.
Yeah,
he shows up
schlub,
in a shitty car, looking like death.
Yep.
Just being the saddest human being in existence.
Yep.
And then instead, he's supposed to seem like a cool dude. And based on what you've told me, shouldn't have a lot of guilt to begin with. Type of thing.
No, and that's the fucked up part, is that they changed so many parts of the plot that it's like, oh, what? Why? Like, there's parts of the Silent Hill 2 story. The Silent Hill 2 story is easy, right?
Yes.
It is like, man whose wife got sick and she died, and he's got bad feelings about it, and he goes to this town, and the town starts throwing supernatural bullshit at him that's all representative of his bad feelings, and he has to go and figure out what. And so it's just like, when you finally got the full reveal at the end of the movie of what exactly happened, and I'm like, what? Why? Like, this should have been Alan Wake, not Silent Hill. Because, I mean, Alan Wake would torture himself about this kind of crap with a voiceover for 40 hours.
True.
But, like, I don't know.
I feel like Alan Wake would make a good movie, but Jesus Christ, that every time I remember when they announced Return to Silent Hill.
Yeah.
They're like, we're going to make it we're gonna make an actual like accurate game.
Yep.
It was the same guy, I think.
Yep.
Who made the last one? Who people liked, by the way.
Or Gans, somebody Gans.
Yeah, people liked that movie, if I recall.
Well, the first one was okay. The second one was like pretty universally despised. This third one somehow has like slightly higher review scores than the second one, I guess.
I couldn't even tell you. I just remember people being very, I don't even say excited. They were just like, oh, I guess they're making another Silent Hill.
Yeah.
And they were only slightly excited because they got the guy who made the first one, which they kind of liked. And he was so like, it's going to be perfect. It's going to be so much like the game now. They had nothing to show the first time they announced it other than we're making a new one.
Yeah.
And then they showed the trailer the first time. And I don't remember if me and you did the podcast, but I just remember being like, oh
no.
oh God, no.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it's the work on it effects type of thing. And then it came out kind of suddenly, to be honest. Mm-hmm. And I heard only terrible things.
Yeah, it's
from
terrible.
From beginning to like now.
Fucking awful. Fucking awful. I could say more. I could say more bad things, but I don't want to spoil your horrible enjoyment. Maybe if you get really wasted, it'll be fun to laugh at with your friends. Michael, how about you? Did you do anything that wasn't a total and complete waste of time?
Well, speaking of returns, I watched the return of Scrubs.
Oh, okay.
Because Scrubs is now doing season 10 as a go.
Yeah.
And the best thing about it is it looks you dead in the eye and goes, season 10 never happened.
Right. Right.
Or not season 10, season 9 never happened.
Yeah.
Because the it opens up, it's called My Return, because the end of season 8 is called My Finale, which was the original ending of JD's story.
Yeah.
It takes place, pretty much the time frame from the end of that season to that point.
Yeah.
Which is that after he left the hospital, he became like a doctor, kind of like the way that one USA show was, like Royal Pains or whatever, where he's like a private doctor
on call for rich people.
Yeah, he's on call for rich people. He's a private doctor for wealthy people, and wealthy people don't have normal people problems.
Sure.
So they're like, I have an ouchie type of thing.
Yeah.
And so he's like kind of bored now because he's just like, well, I gave you a Band-Aid real quick. You don't really need stitches for this small cut you got golfing because you're rich as shit. And then at one point, one of his patients is sent to the hospital from the series Sacred Heart. The reason why I say it looks you dead in the eyes and says season 9 never happened was that season 9 said that the hospital was dismantled and then turned into a college. Where now it's just he comes back and it's still a hospital.
Yeah. Dr.
Cox is there, and so is Turk, and they're not teachers or anything. They're just their professions.
That was my sister was complaining to me because she was like, they're all in the exact same job they were in like 25 years ago. Like Carla is still a goddamn nurse at the same goddamn hospital after all this time.
Well, no, they're not really in the same jobs because it's clear that Turk is now the head of all surgery in the hospital. Dr. Cox is the chief of medicine, which was Dr. Kelso's job. Although he is technically at the end where he was at the end of the original series. But that makes sense because he was the fucking boss at the end, so of course he's going to be the boss in the beginning.
Sure.
But the show reveals that, a lot has changed for JD and Elliot's relationship.
Yeah.
Turk is kind of in a dark place because he's kind of bored with what he's doing and doesn't have JD there anymore.
Yeah.
And so Dr. Cox kind of tricks him into coming back to take a job.
Yeah.
Which is revealed to be
that's the thing.
I was just going to say it's revealed to be something that like JD wasn't expecting is what I was going to say.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to say what it was. But it puts JD in a new position that he's never had to deal with before, which is really interesting because of the fact that JD has always been the nice, naive, like I can make everything work type of guy.
Sure.
And he's now put in a position where that's not really the thing anymore.
Yeah.
And that's the most interesting thing about it. I really like it a lot. It's like Scrubs Never Left. My favorite thing is the show starts with a sequence that makes it look like it's The Pit, or just a serious medical drama in general.
Yeah.
And at first you're just like, oh, they're going to try to make it look more greedy or whatever. But then it's clear like about halfway through it that this is clearly one of his daydreams because they're like, JD's the best. He's got an 8-pack or whatever.
Right.
And it's just like, yeah, you think I would be here, but no, I'm not. And then so there's only about 3 episodes out at this point because as of recording, the 3rd one just came out.
Yeah, there's a
today on Hulu.
2-episode premiere and then one more right now.
And I really like it a lot. Like I said, everybody's in a higher position they would have been. So they are now just the older teacher or the older doctors, and they're new interns the way they were when they started the show, who will eventually, I assume, become like just normal residents and stuff of the hospital. And I like them a lot. They're really interesting characters. They're all kind of bumbling. I love that the show goes like, look, a lot has changed in the labor laws since the original show started. Sure. They're no longer like worked to death. They're forced to sleep for 30 minutes. And I love that Dr. Cox in the beginning is dealing with a new character who's an HR lady.
Yeah.
He's like, you can't fucking talk shit about them anymore.
Yeah.
And he's like, this is the fucking worst. And it's just really fun because it's just like, yeah, the world has changed. And even the world of medicine has changed in the way that there's a lot of digital things. Even the intro and the intro, at the end of the intro, they used to like grab the X-rays and put them on the screen. Mm-hmm. Now he like swipes it from his from a pad onto the screen to show that things have changed, and I like it a lot. I'm so happy Scrubs is back. It is still just Scrubs, so if you're expecting to walk in and being like, it's going to be a whole new direction, it's like it is, but it's not. It's a whole new direction in the fact that it's like it's a character story going in a different direction, but it's the exact same show the whole way through.
Yeah.
So if you watch Scrubs from beginning to now, it's going to feel like no time has passed. Mm-hmm. The only downside is that, of course, there's a lot of characters who are not going to come back. One, because they've either died, or they are probably doing bigger things now.
Sure.
Or that wouldn't make sense for them to come back, type of thing. Like Dr. Kelso, there's no real reason for him to come back at this point.
Yeah.
And even kind of the janitor. I don't know if he's going to come back at any point because he's not in it very far.
I don't know.
There's rumors he's going to show up for an episode, but who knows. But we'll see how it goes. If you guys like Scrubs, please go ahead and watch the revival.
Cool.
Really, really good.
All right. Well, with that, let's go ahead and knock out a few of these live streams. I just got done right before we started watching this. Capcom had a March 2026 spotlight. There's not a lot here, and we're going to kind of go a little quickly because we got a lot to get through, and there's not a lot of meat on these here bones,
no
especially
huge
if you're paying
reveals.
attention. No, 0 reveals.
Okay.
0 new game reveals in any way.
Did they make a new jacket you can buy for Leon or whatever?
No, they made a new shirt for Pragmata. There's a new Pragmata shirt.
That's kind of
They had a new. They had a new trailer for Pragmata. I think, I think at this point you know whether you want to watch Pragmata or not, or whether you want to play Pragmata or not.
I'm very excited for Pragmata.
They had a lot more. It made it look a lot more action packed. Like they had a lot more bigger bosses, and they showed off some different guns and some apparently there's something. There's like a thing called the shelter where I think it's like a little safe zone that you can decorate, kind of like the houses in Death Stranding.
Probably like a hub sort of thing.
Yeah, they show a lot of it, and they show there's like this guy's a little robot that can help you decorate things.
Does that robot have a hat?
Yep. They also moved up the release date. So it's going to be April 24th, and then now it's going to be April 17th. They did a little thing where they had the paper, and they scratched out the date, and it was like, oh, shit, they're going to delay it. And it was like, nope, they brought it up.
Well, the best part is it's sorry, so you're expecting a delay, but instead they brought it back up. I think that means they really believe in this game, though.
I'm hoping it works out. They've got some pre-order stuff, different outfits for the Hugh and Diana. There's like a cat one, and there's like a kind of construction one, and if you pre-order, there's like a little ninja and samurai thing.
Oh, that's kind of neat, I guess.
It's all right. It's just the thing is that whenever they put Diana in a different outfit, she just starts giving off hardcore Mithrigan vibes.
She does, yeah.
Like when she's not dressed like this precocious little scamp, she just starts looking like Mithrigan to me. But
especially this Bushido outfit, because it's just it's a warrior type suit.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So anyway, there's also a demo out. They put out a different shirt. There's a bunch of different stuff. So
she's getting an amiibo. That's fun.
A little Diana amiibo. They talked about the Mega Man Star Force Legacy Collection. A lot of this was focused on there's a bunch of online stuff that you could do, like online battles. You can have a lot of brothers. Apparently there was a thing where you could have up to 6 brothers in the original, and now you can have up to 100 brothers. And I don't know what that means.
100 brothers, Jeff.
100 brothers. 100 brothers.
Fighting a Mexican armada of other Mega Mans.
I don't know. I don't know what any of that means. Like, but yeah, you can play this Mega Man Star Force online. They did a really brief thing where it seemed like they were going to talk about the new Mega Man, the Mega Man Dual Override.
Oh yeah, the new announcement they did.
Yeah, that they announced. I believe that was Game Awards, right?
Yeah, it was a Game Awards thing, and everybody was very excited, thinking it was some Half-Life thing for some reason.
And so, no information.
They're doing a contest?
They're having a contest for people to design one of the bosses in the game, and they showed off the 6 finalists.
I can't wait till Dildo Man enters the arena.
Yeah. They like the little they showed the silhouette of all the bosses, but it's so I can't really tell anything from any of that. But anyway, they showed off the finalists, the 6 finalists that they had, and it was, it was
Cleanser Man,
a maid and a recycle guy and a cactus. And
these aren't bad, actually. I like these a lot.
Yeah. They were decent. And now the team is going to figure out which of these they want to add into the game. So
I say hang on to all of them and use them for other Mega Man games.
Yeah.
That would be the smart idea.
And then we're going to hear more in the future. We had a Resident Evil 30th anniversary. They're going to be doing something at Universal Studios for the Requiem.
Oh, okay. They're going to give every tiny girl they find a giant handgun.
Yeah. Let's see. The one thing they did announce is that there's going to be an arcade game. That it looks like Bandai Namco is making an RE2 arcade light gun shooter.
That's fun.
Yeah, which will be out at some point in Japan in March. I wonder, some point maybe we'll get it at a place here in Austin.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's like a Dave and Buster's thing.
Yeah.
They really love that shit.
So yeah, that happened. There's concerts, Resident Evil concerts. This is kind of big. There's I think this is, I don't know if this is for all the consoles, but I know at least for the Switch 2, they have this Resident Evil, what's it called? Generation Pack.
Oh, Regenerate. Yeah.
Where it's 7, 8, and 9 for $90.
And it's the gold versions of them.
Yeah.
Or at least the first 2.
Which is a great deal if you don't already have them. Like,
yeah, especially if you've just been a Nintendo guy for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why, but yeah, especially with one that liked Resident Evil, that would be strange for me. But it's a great thing that also, I guess, just a thing to have if it's good to have mobily wise, I guess.
Yeah,
but those are great games. There's a lot of great DLC for both 8 and 7 already, and as far as I know, there should be some stuff for 9 eventually.
Almost certainly. So yeah, those are going to be available until the end of March. So it's a limited time thing. But if you don't have those already, that's a hell of a deal for
9 is really good
games.
Because that's like 10 for the other 2 basically.
Yeah, Requiem is $70 on its own. Yeah. So it's $30 a Resident Evil game with DLC. Yeah, man, sign me up.
Especially 7. 7 alone is worth doing that.
7 got a lot of DLC as well. So. We got another trailer for Onimusha. No release date yet. Kind of the same info that we've had. The main character is the Musashi guy. He dies. He gets the gauntlet. Then you're sucking out souls and doing stuff. It looks very Sekiro. I mean, I think it always did, but like just so much of this is a focus on like parrying.
Yeah.
And real like hectic third-person combat, which I always associate Onimusha with. Like, yeah, what if Resident Evil was a melee game, a melee-focused game? It was hard to control.
It pretty much was, yeah,
yeah.
And it had John Reno eventually, or John Reno.
So yeah, that all is the same. I was hoping for any additional information. A lot of the stuff, even that you see in these trailers, we've seen before. Some of the bosses, it looks like there's a bunch of different weapons and stuff, but of course there is. So it's not really anything like new, and it's this year, but we still don't have a specific
you think
date.
it would have a little more than that.
Yeah,
I'm just happy that Onimusha is still going, but it is a little weird.
Street Fighter 6 had a bunch of stuff about Alex. Kenny Omega did a lot of the motion capture.
Oh, that makes sense. He's a wrestler, so
yeah. For Alex, Jam Project, this band did a special song for Alex.
Oh, okay.
That you can listen to.
Yeah, Alex had a heel turn apparently, which is pretty fun.
Yeah, they announced some costumes. Outfit 4.
Oh, okay.
Which apparently a lot of these look like they're just all swimsuit outfits, because they announced one for DJ, where he's kind of got like board shorts, and then one for Elena, where she's got kind of little cut off shorts and a bathing suit on. So,
okay, that makes sense.
But no big shakes. They also had a very brief moment where they talked about of course they talked about the fucking tournament,
Capcom Cup.
Yeah,
12th year they've done it,
which still appears to have pay-per-view to watch. They also showed a little bit of the movie, the Street Fighter movie.
I keep forgetting that's happening.
Yeah. Everybody looks too small, and Guile's hair looks dumb. But
yeah, and I still don't like Dan Hibiki, the actor or the outfit they're giving him.
Yeah.
That bums me out.
I don't know. Who knows? I mean, at this point, it's almost like a tradition where, hey, now this generation gets a disappointing Street Fighter movie. Like,
yeah,
I had mine. You had yours.
You had yours. So now the Gen Zs will have theirs.
Yep.
Oh
Never been a good one. So, well, who knows? Let's roll that dice one more time, I guess.
I don't know, at least yours had Jean-Claude Van Damme in it.
Yeah.
Saying some weird shit.
That's true. They said they're going to show off some behind the scenes of the Capcom Cup. Great. Wonderful. And then they finished up with Monster Hunter Stories 3, which is coming out at the end of next week. Well, I guess this week, depending on when you're listening to this. I mean, I don't know if you've been keeping up with this, Michael. It looks like it's, the first one was like a little kid, right?
Yeah, well, the first one and the second one are very chibi because they're 3DS games.
Yeah. The second one, they're like a little bit older. And I feel like this one, we're finally getting into like people that are old enough to be like doing grown-up shit.
Well, that's what I mean. Like even the monsters were real small looking. Like they were like chibi versions of everybody. Where the third one's like, oh, we have the ability to make adults of everything, including the monsters.
Also, it's real like Final Fantasy, like knights and kingdoms at war, fucking Fire Emblem.
Well, yeah,
shit.
It reminds me of the Final Fantasy like spin-offs.
Yeah,
like the tactics and stuff, where there's a lot more like weirder shit that goes on in their little universes.
Yeah,
because the point of these is you're actually riding or like using the monsters as RPG things instead of fighting them. Yeah, which I think is actually pretty fun. But I never really got into them myself.
It looks better because it's launching on all platforms. It's not it's not a dedicated Switch release, so it looks much more crisp and interesting. And I got to be honest, I'm not about playing as little kid babies. I don't want to play Monster Hunter babies. Like,
well, that's the thing is they weren't babies; they were just chibi characters.
No, I know, but like
things.
The whole thing had 0 teeth. They were Monster Hunter babies.
No, I get it.
Like,
yeah, but
not
still.
literal babies, but like the cartoon.
No, I know. I get chibis doesn't work for everyone. That's why the SD Gundam things never really worked for me.
Yeah.
Super deformed for people who don't know. I know that's not what it stands for in reality, but that's what everybody calls it.
So
that's kind of what Monster Hunter Stories 1 and 2 was.
Oh boy, they just talk about the Rathalos and you could get your save data, and if you've got the Monster Hunter Stories 1 or 2 save data, you get some outfits, and if you got World data, you get an outfit. If you got Wilds data, you get an outfit. There's a Capcom ID Link outfit for the little cat guy.
It is adorable.
And yeah, that's it. Like that's pretty much it. Like there's
nothing really to write at home for other than that arcade thing.
There's nothing for World. Is that the current one?
Wilds. Yeah, because they said they're going to work on an update, but they haven't. But that wasn't that long ago, so they probably have nothing to show yet.
They're putting out some anime stories for the new Monster Hunter Stories on YouTube, like unpublished stories of that world that you can watch. So
I know Monster Hunter Rise is eventually supposed to be on one of the PlayStation Pluses or something.
Yeah, I think it's on PS Plus this week, or this month in March.
I'm amazed they didn't mention that then.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was it. Like, not a lot of meat.
No, yeah. I guess the Alex stuff was kind of interesting, but even then, not that much more interesting.
Yeah. I did have some other Capcom news. This is a really interesting one. Capcom reported last... first off, apparently Resident Evil Requiem is the fastest-selling Resident Evil game ever.
Oh, my God.
The entire history of the franchise.
Damn, good for them.
5 million copies in the first 5 days of its release.
That's insane for Resident Evil.
Yeah. The closest that they ever got to that was Resident Evil 6 that was 4.5 million.
Which is actually kind of insane to me. I didn't realize that 6 did that well. Originally.
Nobody knew when it came out that it was fucking awful.
That's true, yeah. Because 5 actually did pretty well at the time. Because 4 rejuvenated it. 5 was like, well, that wasn't too bad. Yeah. They didn't think 6 was going to be, 6.
RE2 Remake was about 3 million copies in the first week. 7 and Village and 2 and 3 were pretty similar. So yeah, good on you. I mean, we've been playing it so far. We've been having a fucking blast.
That's a great time.
So
I would say watch those first two because I still think it's really funny what happened to us in those two.
Michael tried to pick up the grease chainsaw.
That fucking. I still don't know how you're supposed to get that thing without doing all that shit.
You just gotta get your ankles chopped.
Some Looney Tune shit.
Yeah. Oh, also there was a there was a weird thing that happened where Capcom put different DRM on the Resident Evil 4 remake on Steam.
Jesus.
They took out the de novo and they added Enigma to it, at which point they did the tests and it was like, yeah, we're losing like 30% of your performance when this shit is enabled.
That's fucking crazy.
And so they decided to they took it out. they removed it last week. So I mean, they desperately want the DRM. They desperately want their DRM.
Well, they keep thinking that adding a DRM will help their sales, but in reality it does the opposite.
Yeah.
Like there's studies that show that if you make it easier to own a game, people will buy more of it.
Absolutely.
If you make it impossible to do it, if you make it harder to own your game, people find it easier to steal it and then deactivate the shit that's making it harder to do.
Yep. I mean, like, I know that Capcom doesn't want me taking Leon's shirt off. I know that they hate that shit.
That's one thing.
They don't want naked Chun-Li's at the tournament, and they don't want Leon with cat ears on. But fuck you, Capcom. Like, at least test this shit.
Yeah.
How could you not test this shit? Like,
just all bad ideas all around these DRMs.
No, but here's the one that was interesting to me. Capcom reported that they make most of their sales are on the PC.
I'm shocked by this, Jeff.
I am shocked.
I actually am legitimately shocked by this, but because that's really fascinating to me because there's so many games out there, and that the fact that Capcom is a split set of games on both sides on the console and the PC is actually really amazing to me.
Yeah.
But it also kind of confirms something that I've always known about Capcom games, which, like as you mentioned earlier, people love modding Capcom games.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're so fun to play those games in these weird. It's kind of like the old PS1 Spider-Man game that had what if mode where it just made things weird as shit in the game.
Yep.
But now you can just do that to normal video games.
What was that one mod for Monster Hunter Wilds where they took that kid and they mapped his skin over one of the monsters?
Oh, yeah.
So he's just crawling around being a weirdo.
It's fucking horrific. And then there's a monster in Resident Evil 9 that we saw that they added CJ on, because for some reason every time a PC game comes out, they add CJ in it no matter what.
Yep.
And so he was the first thing they modded into it.
Yep.
And then of course Thomas the Tank Engine, and of course everybody's favorite character Shrek.
Yes.
But I haven't seen too many Leon Dongs yet. I'm waiting for that to happen.
I'm still, my favorite modding of a Capcom game is Baby Head Chris and Chris Headed Baby. Those are my favorites of all time.
That was incredible.
Baby Head Chris and Chris Head Baby are my favorites, and followed closely by Lady Dimitrescu and Mom Jeans.
That and Fly Swatter Knife.
Yes,
because people were just making it look like they're spanking Lady Dimitrescu.
So yeah, 50% of their sales are apparently on PC, and then the other consoles all put together are the other 50%. So
that's actually kind of cool. And it seems like with other companies wish that was their numbers.
I think it also has to do with the fact that Capcom has been putting everything out day and date on PC as well as other.
There's also sales a lot.
Yeah,
there's sales for Capcom like every 20 minutes.
Yep.
So I wouldn't be surprised if that helps them.
Put a pin in that real fast because we're going to come back to it a little bit later on in another story. Okay, Pokemon. There's Pokemon Presents. Okay. I'm going to give myself about 30 seconds to do this, okay? Most of this was garbage.
Okay.
There's a new Pokemon event in San Francisco this year. The TCG card game is getting new cards. The phone TCG game is getting new cards. The phone EX game is getting new trainers. The Pokemon Unite is getting new Pokemon. The Pokemon cooking shop game is getting new Pokemon. The Pokemon Sleep is getting Mew.
I completely forgot Sleep exists.
The Pokemon Championship app that's not out yet, where you can fight the Pokemons, is got a trailer. Like, all of this is the exact same shit I've seen for every single Presents. Pokemon Legends ZA is getting the DLC that we already know exists, where it's got more Mega Evolutions.
Yeah.
So there you go. I just saved you like 20 minutes, and this thing is 25 minutes. So, two things that were actually worth talking about. One, this is the weirdest fucking thing of all time, and I don't know if you saw this.
I heard about it, but I didn't look into it.
Okay, so they put out this game music collection. What this thing is it's a little Game Boy. It's a little Game Boy. And it's got little virtual Pokemon carts that go in the back of it, but they're like from the Lego one where it's got like a picture on the front. Yeah. So you slide it in, it puts that picture on the thing. Each cart has a different song from the original Pokemon on it, and it's just a music player.
And it's supposed to be the music for whatever that screenshot is.
It's the music for what's happening on that screen. Yeah. So like for the intro, it shows the intro screen. It's a little, I mean,
it's kind of insane.
Like the thing is that you're like, well, wait a minute, wouldn't you have to ship this thing with like 50 cartridges? And it's like, yes, they do. There's a big ass stack of cartridges. It comes in a huge box. Like,
well, I saw this box and I thought it was just like, well, look at these cartridges.
Right.
I didn't think it was 45 different song cartridges.
Yeah.
I thought it was like an iPod that was shaped like a fucking what?
It probably would have been cheaper to make it with just the one thing and then use the Game Boy D-pad to switch between tracks and A and B for start and stop.
Way more sense.
$60 American.
That's $60?
$60 for this. Cost of a video game.
No, I'm good.
Yep.
What the fuck?
45 cartridges.
Bring up YouTube and do the same thing without the cartridges.
Hey, you know what? I bought that little Game & Watch Zelda thing. Some people like Pokemon a lot, and this is a big nostalgia wank, and they're going to be like, I remember those songs. They were my whole childhood. I'll take this and put it
but
on
what if you
keychain.
like lose your favorite song, you know?
Man,
You're just like, man, I'm a big fan of Lavender Town. And then you just lose Lavender Town because somebody thinks it's demonic.
Then you pull out your phone and you hit the play button on the Spotify playlist that you had before.
But it's not as awesome and hipstery if you don't use your Game Boy player thing.
I don't know what the use case is for this. Don't ask me. If somebody had asked me about this, I would have said no. Like, make it one little thing that's $20 where you can play all of them and just put a tiny little SD card in there and a fucking tinny speaker and a couple of like Arduino buttons. I could manufacture this thing for $8. Yeah. Sell for $25. We'll make $1 zillion, and people won't have to keep track of 45 pieces of plastic. Like,
that's so fucking insane.
Are you kidding
to
me? Like, just the fact that it doesn't even have a case, it's just a big stack.
Yeah.
Like,
there's no real way of like sorting through them, I feel, other than images. So if you're like, oh, I want to listen to this other song, you got to go through 40 fucking cartridges.
Also,
I hope you find the right one.
I didn't notice this, but when they say the game music collection, there's one for red and one for blue. Does that mean that you only get the reds on red and the blues on blue?
No, I think that's just each side of the box.
Oh, it's the other side of the box. Okay,
I think that because based on the trailer, it looks like you get 45 of them, but one half of them is red and one half of them is blue.
Okay, all right.
But none of them are the yellow, which is kind of evil.
I don't know.
Or green, for that matter. You guys are being racist.
So yeah, that, and then the other thing was there's a new Pokemon announcement. Pokemon Winds and Waves.
Oh yeah, this was actually kind of interesting. It's the first time my girlfriend was like, maybe we should get a Switch too. Yeah, because she loves Pokemon, and I was sitting there going, maybe we should. Why I thought about Donkey Kong.
That Pokopia game has like the highest score of any Pokemon game that's ever come out in the history of all mankind.
And I keep seeing like new things about it that like sound like actual interesting story beats.
Yeah. Anyway, so the trailer goes through a bunch of little watercolors of a bunch of different little people. Pikachu shows up. There's a knock at the door. They open the door, and there's like a couple. There's literally a Pikachu couple. There's like the guy. There's like a dad and mom Pikachu that are off on their island vacation.
No, they saw that Pikachu's vibe from across the room.
That's right.
And they're like, Pika, Pika, Pika.
Yeah.
And he's like, Pika, Pika, no.
They showed a really brief game montage. I'll be honest. It looks like with the Switch 2 that Pokemon doesn't look like ass now.
Well, they finally like updated some of the graphical stuff.
Yes.
Now that they're only a Switch 2 game.
I mean, the first thing that's really noticeable is the fact that the water actually looks like water and not just a big fucking sheet.
They finally discovered how to make a PS3 game, Jeff.
Yeah, waves and water and wind and waves.
Yeah.
And outside of that, it looks like, it looks a lot like you're going to be on kind of a little tropical island and you're going to be doing a lot of the stuff that you did in the last games, except that it's not going to look and run like ass.
Well, we don't know about the run part.
I mean, this trailer is in 60 frames per second, so I'm hopeful for the best.
We've been tricked before, Jeff.
That's true.
That's all I can say on that one. But with the Switch 2 being a lot stronger than anything they've had in a very long time.
Yep.
I have a good feeling that it'll be pretty nice, like especially because the Pokemon themselves are already way more detailed than they've ever been on anything outside of somebody making. What if they made a Pokemon an Unreal fucking thing on Steam?
Yeah, you mean Power World?
No, yeah, so like Power World, yeah.
We got the 3 new starters. Brount is a bird leaf thing. Pombon, which is a little fire dog, and Gekwa, which is a little water gecko. So cool. I don't have any real thoughts about that. I think
they're neat, I guess.
The thing for me is that they haven't made a 3D Pokemon game. I think I can make this statement, Michael. They haven't made a 3D Pokemon game. All of the RPGs up until Arceus were like the Game Boy once, where you were like walking around, you run into a guy, it goes burp, 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 and like you do a battle, and you go back and you walk around and you go to a guy and it's burp, 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 and it's a battle. And a lot of those were on the Switch, and they kind of ran like butt.
They all ran real bad.
Like Sword and Shield was probably the last, was the first Switch one, right? Like
it was the last like mainline title one, if I remember correctly.
Because it was Sword and Shield, Arceus, Violet, and Crimson, or whatever.
Was that? I don't even remember. I would say look it up, because I don't remember what the mainline. Because I know that Sword and Shield, if I recall, was supposed to be the last like mainline one. Because they're only mainline if it's like the same thing, I guess, if that makes sense. Because the first Pokemon Switch thing was the Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee games.
I thought that came after. Let's see. Okay, Red Leaf, Platinum, Heart Gold, Silver. We're way too far. Okay, so Sun and Moon. Sun and Moon was
3DS at that point.
Yeah, Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee. Okay, Sword and Shield.
The
and
DLC.
Then Arceus, Scarlet and Violet.
Okay, so Scarlet and Violet was the other one that was the last mainline one then.
Yeah.
And then there was the remake of Diamond and Pearl.
Well, ZA is a mainline entry.
Well, the ZA is considered the way the Legends ones are, from what I've heard. Because I remember somebody was like saying that about ZA.
Oh, I guess so. If it's Legends, it doesn't count.
Well, it's like it's a spinoff. It's the way Arceus is, and the way because they're all focused on like one specific thing.
Okay, so Scarlet and Violet was
the last mainline one.
Okay, well,
and I don't remember anything about it.
I guess what I'm saying is that what I'm trying to say is that I was interested in maybe giving Pokemon a shot, but they were all just like the exact same as the fucking Game Boy games. They were like, you walk around, you collect Pokemon, you get the same interface. They're using the fucking sprites look almost identical. They weren't animated for a long time.
They also started getting easier as it went on.
And then when they switched over to the Switch, they looked like balls, and I didn't like them. I spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars on computer equipment, and I want my games to not look like ass. Like, I know, yes, cool, you wanted to make an iPad into a console, but like, I don't want to play this because it looks like ass.
Scarlet and Violet even happened.
Sun and Moon, and then before that, they were all like handheld, right?
Yeah, everything. It started on handheld, and then it didn't go into Switch until Let's Go Pikachu.
Right.
And even then, they were also kind of remakes of the first one.
Yeah.
And then eventually Sword and Shield happened, and people were like, well, this is not super great.
Yeah.
And Scarlet and Violet ran terribly.
Oh, it was awful. It was awful.
And so people didn't really talk, because that was I just remember which one Scarlet and Violet was. That was the one with the weird fucking motorcycle Pokemon.
Yeah, motorcycle
which was
Pokemon.
Just fucking weird as shit to begin with.
At the end of this trailer, they have an underwater thing that makes me wonder if there's going to be like a whole underwater component to it, since they have, it's on an island and shit. There's a bunch of aquatic Pokemon, whether you're going to be like scuba poka.
Yeah, well, this will finally be the Pokemon game everybody's been clamoring for, like a big old open world.
Yeah,
like you said, not an ass looking Pokemon game.
And even ZA was. I don't think people liked ZA at all.
No, I think part of that came down to the fact that it was a Legends game, and two, you were stuck in like one city.
Yeah.
And there's only so much you can do. You feel like you can do with something like that.
It was so weird too, because it was like, what, the sun goes down and you're going to fight Pokemon trainers in the park. When the sun goes down, Battle Royale starts, and you're like, what if I wanted to get a taco?
I'm just here to get.
What's happening?
I'm just here to get a baguette or whatever.
Yeah,
and you guys are fucking hassling me.
Like when we played the game, it's like we started and a Pokemon stole our luggage at the very first thing when we got to the city, and then somebody tried to con us, and I was like, I don't like it here. I'm want to go back to the countryside. I want mom to wake me up and tell me it's time for an adventure. I hate this place.
You're like, man, it turns out the city is very dangerous in the Pokemon
Also,
world.
every time they have a trailer in that ZA, the motherfuckers are always wearing a fedora and look like they should be saying "milady," and I'm like,
yeah.
eh.
I think
Anyway,
they should make more Detective Pikachu games, or at least re-release all the Detective Pikachu games on Switch. That would be nice.
2027 is when those are going to come out. Of course, we're going to see a billion more informations about it. A lot more information about it moving forward.
Yeah,
So.
and for all we know, is coming out sometime next year.
Yep. And then let's see. We're gonna take a break here, but before we do, let's just zip through these real quick. There's a 30th anniversary Pikachu plush that is based on the sprite of the Game Boy Pikachu.
My old friend, Fat Pikachu, as we call him.
Yeah, and he's got like pixels for his facial expressions and stuff. He's a lot different. There's like a little bag clip, and then there's also a plush one. These things sold out in like 0.1 seconds in Japan. And
I'm not surprised.
People were stabbing each other to death to get them. The question was, were they going to come to the United States? Yes, they are, but people will still stab you to get them in the United States.
Oh, no, they'll shoot you because we have guns.
That's right.
That's the difference.
So
they're going to yell out Pikachu and then shoot you.
Shoot you with a yellow gun with a lightning bolt on the side.
They're like, I choose you, 9mm, and then they'll fire at you.
Yeah.
You're going to see Pokemon streets all over the night time the same way you do in ZA.
Yeah. So, yeah, but that's just a FYI if you're interested. It's a pretty cool little plush, but, like, I wouldn't exert any effort to get this.
Yeah,
like,
at most I'll go to Amazon or whatever and be like, just give it to me. I won't fight anybody to death over it.
Yeah.
I won't pay $100 more than it's worth.
It's like that Van Gogh shit where I'm like, well, that's cool, but like I'm not gonna fucking stab a bitch to get like Pikachu in a hat. Like,
yeah, I forgot to tell you, my brother called me. He's like, do you collect Pokemon cards and think about doing it? I'm like, did you want to die? Because that's what you're telling me. You want to die.
That's how you die. Also, I don't know if you know this, Michael, but you know those two Pikachus that were looking at you from across the room? They have names.
They have names?
They have specific names, and they are Mr. Windy Chew and Ms. Wavy Chew.
Yeah, that sounds like a poly couple we've met before.
And the internet is all over it. The internet fucking loves these two. There's just a bunch of tweets about them. There was one person
They are kind of insane.
person was like, I trust Windy Chew with my life, but Wavy Chew is sus, and I do not trust her, bro. I'm like, what?
That is kind of amazing.
But yeah, somebody was saying that it would be great if there was like a subquest where you had to like repair their failing marriage. And the two Pikachus that got married, you had to like get them back together again because they've fallen out of love.
That would be hilarious. I do like Windy Chew, though. Windy Chew seems like a guy who lives in Austin.
He's just wearing like a shirt and a big hat with a flower on it, sunglasses.
That's a tech bro if I've ever seen it, is all I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay, with that, we're going to go ahead and take a break. We didn't manage to get through all three, but we got through two.
Yes.
So we're going to speed run the Nintendo Indie Direct when we come back, and then we're going to get into the real salty bitch shit. Stick around. And we have yet another quick showcase. There was a Nintendo Indie World Showcase last week. We're going to go through this one.
I'm amazed they still do indie showcases for Nintendo.
Super fast. Well, you know, they got some stuff that's come for Switch and Switch 2. They showed off a new trailer for Densha Attack. That's the one where you have the train car that's doing like parkour flips and stuff on it, which is just like gonna be on the Switch too. So they just showed off some of that. It looks very similar to what we've seen in the past. It looks like a cool game, but like, you know, I've already seen it. June 17th is when that's coming out. My Little Puppy is the game where you go to heaven with your dead dog. Your dead dog's in heaven trying to find you or something, and that's coming out May 29th.
Neat, I guess.
If you want to cry, Heave Ho 2 is out today.
Oh, this game, yeah.
Yeah, we're the little
I made a sequel to it.
Little co-op thing where you're holding hands with other people.
That shit, people love playing that shit on YouTube.
Yeah. Moonlighter 2 is coming to Switch 2 later this year. It's already been out on other platforms. That Woodo game where you make the little wooden dioramas.
Oh, yeah.
You've seen that before.
It's better than good. It's Woodo.
Yeah, it's coming to Switch and Switch 2 this summer. It's a game called Mini Shoot Adventures, which is a Switch 2. It's actually just a twin stick shooter that's been out for a little while on the PC, but it came out on the Switch 2. It's also on Game Pass, I found out. When I open up Game Pass. So.
The PC and Microsoft are really good about indie stuff.
Yeah. It seems okay, but it just doesn't seem like really my cup of tea.
And Nintendo. Yeah, I just forgot. I somehow forgot to mention Nintendo in there.
Midnight Walk is coming out on March 26th on the Switch 2. So you got that. They showed off a trailer for Rotwood. Now this is an interesting one because this is from Clay, and this one is actually I don't think I've heard of this one before. Or no, I may have seen it once.
I think we talked about it once and only once because I think we heard the name of it because it's made by the Don't Starve people, right?
Yeah, and Mark of the Ninja and fucking what's the one about the guy the side scroll and shoot him up.
Shank,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Shank and Shank 2. This one looks a lot like Absalom, where it's like a kind of a third-person action RPG thing.
I'm also surprised Shank 1 has never been released on anything else.
Yeah.
Sorry, just had to get that out there.
I know you love those games. That's why I
actually legit like the Shank games. Shank 1 was great. Shank 2 was too short.
But it looks pretty cool. I mean, Clay is an interesting studio. They've been put out good stuff. They're also a studio that I don't understand how they're still in business because I never got the impression that their games sell incredibly well. Or anything.
Shank 1 I remember being a surprise, and then Shank 2 was super short.
Yeah.
Mark and the Ninja I heard good things, but then I never really heard anything outside of that. And then Don't Starve happened, but I've never really known them as like powerhouse sales games.
They did Don't Starve. They did Oxygen Not Included.
I forgot about that entirely.
They did that weird outer space roguelike RPG that I can't remember the name of that was pretty cool.
Don't even remember.
They've done a few other things even in between. There's another one that was like a tactics game I think that they did.
They must keep their budgets low if that's the case.
Yeah. But this looks pretty cool, and it looks like it looks pretty cool. Like especially after playing Absalom last year, I think a kind of third-person beat 'em up with RPG elements is a cool idea, especially one that you can play with friends.
Yeah, it's got some great animations too.
Yeah,
like which it sells the game a lot more than some of the other beat 'em ups we see sometimes.
Yep, and that was out. That's out right now, so you can play that right now on Switch.
Okay.
So, Mixtape, the coming of age story, teenage story is coming out May 7th.
Oh, good for them.
Blighted, which is the Drinkbox studio, the Guacamelee folks. They're kind of little Hades style game that they're making.
I remember being surprised by this being their next thing.
Yeah. I think the last one that they did was that Nobody Saves the World.
Yeah. We were pretty lukewarm about that one.
Yeah. So this one also gave the game a release date. No, it doesn't. I don't think so. Coming soon, it says.
Oh, okay.
So, I don't know. I'm also a little like, I don't know. It could be good, but it's hard to say with something like that until I get it in the hands.
It says this fall, according to this part at least. But it probably says it somewhere else.
Let's see. Dead Zone Rogue is a sci-fi roguelike FPS. It's been out on Steam for a little while. Looks pretty fun. It's coming out March 17th.
You remember hearing about this?
You can play it with the mouse controls. I don't know. I'm always leery about games like this because they could be fun or they could be boring, and I don't know.
It's hard to tell with these types of ones, but maybe it could be a good time.
Then we got the montage, Grave Seasons, Unrailed 2, Tome 2, in Konbini, which is that's the one I'm most excited about. That's a convenience store one.
Oh, okay.
Outbound and Ratatan. Poor Ratatan. Like that game came out, I didn't even bother putting it on the show. I never liked Patapon enough to be like I wanted another one. And then the last and it's out today. Big surprise was Blueprints.
Oh, nice.
So Blueprints is out on the Switch too.
That's doing very well.
Yeah. If you have not played Blueprints, I think that's a really fun game, and especially it'd be fun to be able to do it on a handheld.
Yeah,
because it's not like you don't need like a super high fidelity TV for that. So
probably might let you use the mouse control on it too.
Maybe. So yeah. Hey, look at that! 5 minutes. We got a whole indie direct.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
There's not a lot there. A lot of this is just shit we've already known about that's coming out on the Switch too.
Yeah, that's just interesting. Some of them are on Switch too.
Yeah, the
like
big
Mixtape.
Big one is probably that Rotwood and Blighted for me, but okay. And then we have one last presentation to go over. Oops, no, wait, no, we don't. Nacon was supposed to have a Nacon Connect on March 4th, but because Nacon last week filed for insolvency, they are
about to say
not having that. They're actually moving it to May to basically reorganize how their whole fucking like organization is going to run and put together what they can. There's still for Nacon. There's still Greedfall 2 I guess,
Oh.
is on the. And there's a WRC racing series. They've got a few different things. I mean, I think Nacon is a pretty good publisher. Did you get really into this story? It turns out that Nacon went insolvent because literally Big Ben is like the shareholder, the majority shareholder of Nacon, and they didn't pay out a payout that they were supposed to do, which then made Nacon go into insolvency.
Really?
Yeah. So
That's a weird fucking thing.
Big Ben is still out there fucking tanking shit and being crappy.
Big Ben. What a dick.
I thought that they merged with Nacon, but Nacon was like a hardware manufacturer.
Yeah.
And they decided to become a software publisher of Big Ben's titles.
What a
and then
weird
Big Ben
thing.
stepped back into like a money role.
What a weird thing to happen.
Yep. It's a whole fucking thing.
That explains a lot, though, because I thought Nacon was doing great.
Yep. Okay. Time for the salt, Michael. Time for more salt. Highguard is shutting down.
I'm shocked, Jeff.
I know.
Absolutely shocked. I'm so
know.
heartbroken.
I know.
What to think of Concord's children?
Oh boy. March 12th is when it's going. Is shutting down 30. It's the whole thing lasted 31 days longer than Concord, apparently, which is not something to.
Yeah, it was three
like,
times the Concord, from what I've heard.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is that we got the news over the last few weeks that Tencent was backing this, right?
Yes.
And that they definitely didn't hit whatever their like engagement was. So first they laid off a bunch of people, and then I'm sure that Tencent basically just yanked the rest of their funding, and they looked at the writing on the wall and went like, this isn't about to turn around in the next like a week or two.
It explains a lot about what they were saying before, where they're like, we don't need 100 million people.
Yeah.
We just, like, they were probably thinking Tencent was just going to hang out with them.
Yeah.
And be like, yeah, we got Tencent on our back. We just got to, we'll be fine. We just got to build up our audience and we'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Not forgetting whoever spoke to Tencent was like, we're going to have 100 billion people. You're going to make $100 trillion from day one, because that's the only explanation for why they immediately just took their funding out.
There's a second thing, I think, that we've seen a lot of stories recently that Tencent is apparently gutting their own company. They're like contracting quite a bit. So it's also possible that this launch is just the worst fucking possible time, when like if it had launched and it had been a little bit of a failure, they might have been able to have a little bit more, but they launched directly into the face of Tencent contracting.
Yeah.
And so like, oh, oops.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah. Highguard, man, from beginning to end, it has probably one of the unluckiest set of things going on for it.
Yeah.
Whether it be like during development, all their friends and family were like, it's the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Yep.
You got an instant hit. It's lightning in a bottle.
Yep.
No, they never talked to anyone outside of those people, from what I can tell. They lived in a bubble. Jeff Keighley's was so smitten with this thing. This is a rumor, at least still to this day, that he gave them the final slot for free.
Yep.
Then Jeff Keighley doubled down, being like, I'm with the fucking the hilarious gifts of being like, you're gonna owe me apology,
Right.
using the people who were proven wrong immensely as the gifts that he used.
Yep.
And then the game comes out, and then there's the other devs going, no, it's the gamers that are wrong, fucking coming out, and you're just like, wow, dude, like you have lost. And they've also, according to them, had 2 million people try the game.
Yep.
And they only kept maybe at most 400.
Yeah.
Of 2 million.
It was.
How is that even possible?
I mean, the thing is that I think we're going to get to it, but like, I think that this is a pattern that the video game industry is going to need to pay more attention to as they try to. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I want to reiterate, and we've talked about this a lot of times before. A lot of these live service online multiplayer games started development when that didn't seem like a bad idea, because
Yes.
it takes 5 years to make one of these motherfuckers.
COVID was huge 5-6 years ago.
Yep. And then when the writing is on the wall and you're 99% of the way through your game, what the fuck are you going to do? Not put it out? Like, we played Concord. The money on display in Concord was huge.
It was massive.
Like, and Highguard too. Like, seemed like it was not technically inept. It was polished. Like,
No, it never really had any issues when it came to running.
yeah,
The issue came down to the fact that they
it wasn't fun.
it wasn't fun. The
Wasn't
modes
fun for
they
me.
had were automatically impossible with
Yep.
3 people.
Yep.
And when they finally came out with different modes, everybody stopped paying attention.
Yep. You had one shot to go. Yeah, actually, and there's another report here that apparently, like, they're working on one more patch, and they're literally crunching. Like, the crew is crunching to get out this last patch that will be available for 8 days before the game shuts down.
No.
It adds like skill trees, a new hero, like codifies a few different things, and it's like, and like I get it. They were working on this, and they're like, well, we're mostly done. Let's just put it the fuck out, let them play with it, and then the thing will shut down. Like,
I think that's what really sucks the most is that this announcement of them closing it it's not the end of the month, it's not the beginning of next month.
Yeah,
it's like next week.
Yeah,
like by the time you guys listen to this, you won't have that much time left.
March 12th.
By the time we get to that point.
Yeah, I mean, this podcast comes out on the 8th, and you might be listening to it on the 9th. You have like
3 days.
3 days.
At most. Because we don't know if it's exactly on the 12th
yeah.
or if it's after the 12th.
Yeah.
So this is just... I feel super bad for these people because nobody goes into game development expecting to make a bad game. Nobody who likes games legitimately want studios to fail and people to lose their jobs.
Yeah,
I would rather have been proven wrong than for this whole thing to have happened the way it did.
Absolutely. You know what? When we played Arc Raiders, I wasn't super into it, and then by the time we got to the end of it, I was like, oh, okay, I see what's going on here. Like, it's probably not my cup of tea, but this is at least I see where the fun is here.
Yeah, by the time we were done, we were like, if I had time and it was like, a time frame where I didn't have a very big full-time job and I had a bunch of friends who were willing to hang out with me online, I could see myself doing this thing for
absolutely
a while. But not so much Highguard.
No,
I remember even when we played it, it's like, man, with 3 people, I still don't think I would have hung out with any of them.
Yeah. There was also some notes that came out from one of the senior level designers who basically said like that unfortunately they think that the reason that Highguard failed is because it was like far too sweaty. Like, it was like, you only have 3 people, you need to have constant communications, you need to have a really good handle on all the mechanics of the game, you need to know exactly what the fuck you're doing, you need to be able like to rely on your teammates because you get killed in 1 second, and if you're not the one doing the killing, you're gonna get on a downturn and you're just gonna fucking die. It's just gonna shit the bed. So for people who don't know, sweaty just means like super competitive, like right away, or you're so like you're just so into a game that it's not really a casual experience. There was also a part where I don't know if it was this person, I didn't keep the story, where somebody online that was trying to refute the narrative that like, well, people internally did have criticism of the game and like we listened to it or whatever, and it's like, well, if that's the case, then I don't like the problem is that like you can say that, but at the end of the day, all I have to say is that like it isn't fun. Like, no matter what your intentions were, the game itself was not fun. And I play a lot of games and I can see fun, and I didn't see the fun. Like the fun didn't show up to me.
You made a game designed to be fucking esports right away. There was no casual anything. Every casual player in the world was going to bounce off that game, no matter what. I'm technically now a casual player than I was back in the day, and I don't mean that because of like me being in a relationship or anything. I just mean because I have like a full-time job and other things like that. I don't have time to invest in like getting so good at a game that I'm like, I'm the fucking best there ever was type of thing. It's like that game was designed to be like, you got to be the fucking best guy here so you can survive fighting 1 or 2 people at the same time, minimum. Because the second you die or the person next to you dies, you have to be fucking like next level to survive any of it. And the only reason we survived as long as we did when I did our the playthrough, and I mean me specifically, was the other 2 players with us were so good that they were keeping me alive instead of the other way around.
Also, you got a sniper rifle and backed up away from everybody.
I also stayed I stayed far away from people, where you kept getting people that are like, half of them gave up mid fucking way. Like, it was exactly what was going to happen. Casual players played a game that you had to fucking 360 no scope to survive longer than 10 seconds, and it was never going to happen.
Like, I don't know if this is a controversial yet brave opinion, but I had more fun playing Concord. Like, I got what Concord was. I didn't want to play it because I was over my Overwatch phase at that point. I didn't want another hero shooter. Like, but I understood like the way that Concord worked. You know, man, I played it. We had a okay decent time in a handful of matches. Like, I just had a wretched fucking time in 2 videos with Highguard. Like, there was nothing about it that I liked. So
I feel like Concord really could have, if they left it alive, it would have had a better chance. But I think Highguard was doomed from the beginning.
Yeah,
and I don't even, and even if the Jeff Keighley stuff had never happened, it would have been dropped, and no one would have paid attention, and the word of mouth would have been even worse. Because they would have been like, have you heard of Highguard? Like, 1, I've never heard of it. And 2, by the time they've heard of it, they probably heard the same thing. It's a sweaty game. I'm not even going to bother trying it.
I mean, there's a lot of ink that's being spilled online. There's a lot of, like, sentiment out there that's like, well, you know, one of the things that contributed to Highguard's death was because we're such a toxic online environment. And you say, guys, I've watched this shit for a long time. And if the game ruled, it doesn't matter how toxic the people on Twitter are.
Yeah.
The people on there were people on Twitter that were mad at fucking Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 and tried for like 2 weeks to get people to stop playing it because you could kiss a boy and there's some Jews in it. And everyone was like, I don't fucking give a fuck what's going on Reddit. I'm playing the game because it's so goddamn fun.
Yeah,
like
I was looking at a YouTube video about it, and they were saying that like there's another game that came out that's already been announced is going to shut down.
Yeah,
that Amazon made. It's like something meat. I don't even remember the name of it.
King of Meat.
Yeah, King of
last
Meat.
week. Yeah,
and nobody fucking knows anything about it. It got shadow dropped.
Had a Mr. Beast tie-in.
Yeah, exactly. It basically got shadow dropped, and no one fucking cares. That's what would have happened to this game.
Absolutely.
Even with like its pedigree. There's no way this game was going to work, is what I'm saying.
Let's see. With in a segue that has absolutely no subtext or overt text, let's talk about Marathon a little bit.
Yes, friend of the show, Marathon.
Yes. Oh yeah, we know somebody that worked QA on Marathon.
Yeah.
Gotta say, I'm sorry, I'm gonna say some bad stuff about Marathon, even though it's not out yet. And like you said, I desperately want to be proven wrong every fucking time this happens. Like, I don't want to dislike games. I love video games.
Yes.
I want to be like, fuck, now I got to play this game because it's fucking cool.
I also still really like Bungie when it comes to how they how they make games feel when you play them.
Yep. So let's see. Bungie has said that they are they're taking into account a lot of the kind of complaints from the server slam. Part of that is that there's very little ammo on the map. Part of it is that you die super fucking fast to both regular people and bots.
That's crazy.
And so, yeah, apparently it's what, 0.5 seconds your time to death is like.
How does that even happen?
It's just, imagine, like, it just plays like Call of Duty, right? Where, like, when you get shot, you have, like, you roll the dice, you may get 0.2 seconds to get around the corner that you were running at, or you will die immediately. So they're taking into account that stuff. There's a lot of people online. I was reading a lot of people in comments that are just like, no, that's fine. That's fine. This is for hardcore people. I'm already watching it. I was watching Reddit memes. I was watching comments. I'm watching even online journalists that are like, no, it's supposed to be hard and unforgiving, and that's the point. And if you finally get over that learning curve, it ends up being fun. And I'm like, guys, you're not looking at all of the stories of like people don't have time and they don't want to spend money. Like, nobody wants to do that. Nobody wants to learn every map in Marathon back to front so they can survive for 0.25 more seconds in an engagement.
Yeah,
like,
nobody wants to spend $40 to be forced to learn how to be good at a game.
Yep.
If it's a free to play, maybe, and even then, there's too many free to play live service games that are already casually friendly fun for you to be dicking around like this.
Yes. Also, I mean, like, you remember the characters in Marathon, right? Like, the base character they have has a giant Reinhardt shield that takes like 0.2 seconds to deploy. And it's like, well, how the fuck are you supposed to use that?
It's kind of weird.
If you're going to die in the blink of an eye. So, also, it's worth pointing out, I didn't know this, and I told you about this yesterday. Every 3 months, the seasons are going to be about 3 months long, and every 3 months, everything is going to be reset. Everything except for cosmetics, unlocking factions, like your ranks in the factions will be wiped, but you don't have to go through the process of unlocking the factions. So it's like those two things are what you get to keep.
Yeah.
Everything else is gone. Your current gear, your stored gear, your progress and factions, all gone. Now, the idea here is an interesting idea where they want you basically at the end of every... First off, they want entry points for new players. So they're not just getting mowed down by people that have a top tier gear.
Yeah.
Two, and I kind of like this idea. Like, if you know that everything's going to go away at the end of the month, like when you've got 24 hours left, you're going to be like, oh, well, I guess it's time to pull out that sniper rifle that was too good to use anywhere else and just go on a rampage. Like, that by the end of the month, you're going to get these crushingly amazing matches where everybody pulls out their top level gear because it's all going away tomorrow.
I guess that's true.
Which is kind of interesting. Personally, I think it sounds awful. I don't want to play a game that makes me go back to level 1 just because I didn't play it for a little while.
No, I think it's this is the thing. I think it's both one of the smartest and stupidest things I've ever heard.
Yeah.
One is because there's so many gamers out there who will finish. This happens all the time because and they're very vocal. Is there somebody who comes out with a game? There's a good example is when Monster Hunter Wilds came out, or Monster Hunter Rise came out for the first time, and then somebody's like, I already did 150 hours in a single day worth of content. Why is there no more content?
Right.
It's like, dude, that's not what you're supposed to do. Like the normal human being, doesn't do 150 hours worth of something in 20 hours.
If you treat
and they're like, no, this is their fault, not my fault.
If you treat my backyard barbecue like a hot dog eating contest and eat every hot dog that I have in 4 minutes, then like I don't have any more hot dogs.
Exactly.
My man.
and so there's a lot of people like that.
Yep.
That's going to satisfy those fucking weirdos.
Yeah.
Which is great. Don't get me wrong, but the rest of the world's going to sit there being like, I finally made the perfect steak. And then they turn around and it's gone.
Yep.
And they're like, well, what the fuck do I do now? And this is going to happen every 3 months.
The thing is, you got to be really, really careful when you have a game where it's like you have to invest a lot of time to find the fun. Right? Like, games that do well are the games where you load them up and you're like, oh shit, I can't stop playing this. From, well, how many have we played? Where we get to we're playing Resident Evil.
Yeah.
We get to the end of every episode and I'm just dragging it out and dragging it out and dragging it out because we want to keep playing the game.
We dragged out this last one pretty hard.
And it's
like, I'm just going to go do this thing real quick.
Yeah. And the thing is that when a game doesn't do that, you have to be fucking careful because if the sweaty motherfuckers are going to keep your game alive, you better hope there's enough of them.
Yeah.
Because there's already Arc Raiders and Tarkov. Like, you're trying to peel people off of the game that already was peeling people off the other extraction game.
And not only that, Bungie is trying to peel off its own audience from Destiny.
That's true.
Because they're like, hey, from the people who made the game you really like, why don't you come over here and hang out with us? And I'm going to take your shit every 3 months. It needs a very dedicated fan base to make this work.
I'm not feeling good about their chances, but we'll see how it goes this weekend. I mean,
I want to be proven wrong.
Yeah.
Every
100%,
time,
100%.
I'm going to tell this to every one of you viewers. I want to be proven wrong, whether it be David Jaffe saying some dumb shit. I want to be proven wrong that David Jaffe knows how to make a Twisted Metal thing.
Oh, we're almost doing some more David Jaffe says dumb shit.
I want a good fucking thing to happen. I just want good things from gaming.
Yeah.
I would rather read a news story that somehow the Grinch of gaming all of a sudden grew 3 hearts and everything, all games were good and stuff stopped happening.
I want to read an IGN story next week with the headline, holy shit, it looks like Marathon might actually be Game of the Year.
Yeah.
What?
I want that. And then I'll play it. Yeah. I want to see fucking that it turns out that Bobby Kotick was secretly Santa or something. Like, I want good news. I don't want terrible news.
We also have the font slop thing. Apparently, people are criticizing Marathon because it's got like fucking 18 fonts on the same page. And they have vowed that they might try to they might try to lighten it up a little bit.
Do we have like an image to show this? Because I haven't seen this.
It is, let's see. See, this is the tweet that I think originally this was based on. It says this got to be the first. First off, I'm tired of people using slop. It has no meaning anymore.
It's not really.
It's slop now.
Slop. Get nice and slappy. Sorry.
Get the sloppy steaks. Slopping it up. So yeah, I mean, like here's a UI image. And it's got,
not that bad.
It's a little much. It's maximalist, but that's a style.
It's a style thing. Yeah.
It's not like you can't read the text.
It's not like it turns into fucking Kryptonian midway.
Right.
It's fine.
So
I was expecting some like cursive or something that made it hard to read.
There's a lot of papyrus on this page. Papyrus and wingdings is the whole font of
some fucking Comic Sans or something.
That's right.
To appear something that would fuck with my eyes.
Yeah.
No, this is fine.
This is fine.
Yeah.
So they said they might work on it a little bit, but that
you guys are overreacting.
It is a little bit. People just want to use the slop. They just want to say slop.
It really is. Yeah.
They want to say slop. Speaking of slop, we got the first. Okay, well, this is a different story. There was a LinkedIn post, as it happens, where somebody updated their resume, and they said that they had done writing on an unannounced spin-off game in the God of War universe. Jason Schreier came in and gave this kind of like verified this by saying that like this is a thing that he was talking about a long time ago that he knew about. So this is a thing. And
so people think maybe it was the thing they thought was going to be the Sons of Sparta thing.
Yes.
Because I remember he hinted at it before they ever announced anything.
Some kind of thing, but he was like, this is what I was talking about.
Okay.
And then Nate the Hate guy said that his information is that this is a spin-off where you play as Faye, Kratos' dead wife.
I would be cool with that based on what Ragnarok and stuff was talking about with her.
Sure.
Being like, because there was all the backstory you would find. Like, you would find, like, areas all fucked up, and you're like, so what happened here? It's like, well, it turns out your wife was fucking badass as fuck.
Yep.
And did some crazy shit.
It's a little weird to be like, Sony has this sickness where they feel the need to go all in. They're like, God of War remake, God of War Metroidvania prequel, Faye spin-off game. They were making an online multiplayer live service game before they shut Blue Point down. Like, that's a lot of fucking God of War, man. Like, holy shit.
This is an issue that every gaming company has right now, where instead of exploring their many IPs, if one of the IPs hits, it's like that one.
Everything
that one. It's that meme of the woman holding the son up, and then there's like one drowning and one that's just dead in the pool.
Yeah.
It's just now God of War is the one they're holding up, and Uncharted's probably dead now. And Horizon is not drowning per se. I think they're just sort of swimming now.
Well, it was weird because last week there was supposed to be a beta for that new online cartoon multiplayer one that they're making. And I was like, I had the ability to download the Bungie server slam, and then by the time the weekend happened, I just played Neo 3, and I didn't give a shit. So
Sony and a lot of them are real bad about that, and I actually wouldn't mind a game like that, to be honest, because Faye, the person who plays Faye, is a really good actress.
Sony has also said they're going to stop putting out their games on the PC.
This one I heard about, and this one makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
Considering
the thing is that people might be like, why? And the answer is that once the novelty wore off, the sales are dog shit compared to what they're doing on consoles. Like Spider-Man 2 didn't sell very well on PC. The latest Horizon didn't sell very well on PC.
I think Helldivers was the only one that did sell really well.
Helldivers did really good.
They almost fucked that up.
First Spider-Man probably did pretty good as well. But yeah, it just kind of seems like it's stepping down a little bit at a time, and because it was an event, right, when they first were doing this, and now it's like, well, now it's just in the middle of all the other releases on Steam. So.
And not only that, there's another rumor, which is that since Xbox for a while was rumored to just come out, and as well as the Steam box being like, we're just going to come out with a console that's just the PC.
Right.
That they were worried, again, this is rumor, there's no like confirmation of this, that people would just buy those games on whatever those consoles were. Yeah. Which would destroy the point of a PlayStation console.
So this means that Soros and what's the other one? Ghost of Yotai isn't going to be coming to the PC.
Oh, interesting.
Wolverine is not coming to the PC.
That sucks.
Saros is not coming to the PC. So, yeah. Oh, wait. It's a PC version of Ghost of Yotai. Yeah, okay. Yeah, been scrapped. So, I mean, it seems like Sony has done the math, and they're just like, this isn't selling enough for us to lose potential PS5 customers.
Yeah.
Because as much as PC people will complain about it, there's a lot of people who are just like, well, I want to play fucking Spider-Man. There are people like you who are wearing a Spider-Man shirt right now who are just like, I'm going to buy a PlayStation.
I bought a PlayStation 5 for Spider-Man 2, so
there you go.
I am the guy who follows games on consoles. I've always been that guy. I bought I bought an Xbox Series X for Halo Infinite, and that game's not even very good.
I bought a PlayStation 3 to play Metal Gear Solid 4.
Yeah, exactly.
That was
I did the same thing
whole
years
reason.
later.
So, okay, we got a picture of God of War.
I heard about this. I saw this.
People are not super happy about this first image from the set of God of War. This is Ryan Hirsch as Kratos and Callum Vinson as Atreus, and they think that it looks really bad. I'm a lot of whether this is good or not is going to depend on how the guy moves and talks, not like what this one still image of him watching the kid shoot an arrow is.
Yeah,
like.
Here's the thing I said when I first saw this image. It was never going to look the way you wanted it to.
Yeah.
For two reasons. One, the PlayStation's current games are so hyper realistic that when a character doesn't look just like whoever the fucking actor is, it's going to look weird to your mind.
Yeah.
You could have gotten the literal actor to be him, and it's still, your mind still would be like, that doesn't look right.
Yeah.
You just, there's no way to do it without that way. So you can either have him look kind of close to him, or you're going to get fucking the images that are being shown is the Ben Stiller commercial where he's dressed like Kratos or something. Like, you're going to get somebody who looks like they're just dressed up like Kratos, no matter what.
I mean, it's not the greatest looking thing I've ever seen in the world, but by the same token, I don't expect anything from these bullshit shows. They're all bad, or like only Fallout.
There's also rumors that this isn't a real picture.
Yeah.
That this is just an AI that the Amazon Prime people made.
Oh.
Because there was no word on them actually having started filming yet. So people are about 50-50 on whatever the hell this means.
I don't know. The Ryan Hurst guy weighed in on the controversy, saying don't believe everything you see on the internet. I guess that could mean that it's
that
AI,
might be what he means, though.
I don't know. Some people are hoping this is an ugly Sonic situation where if they bitch enough, they will make changes.
What would they change, though? He's just dressed like Kratos.
I don't know. I haven't been entirely clear what exactly the problem is.
It's just, like I said, I think it's because they're like, well, he looks like a cosplayer. I'm like, it's because that's what it's always going to look like.
There is no real Kratos to put in this.
We can't get the real Kratos, and the man who plays Kratos doesn't look like Kratos in real life.
True.
Like, even if they'd used him, it still would never have looked the same.
Absolutely true.
There was one guy's like, we should have got fucking Jason Momoa. I'm like, that would have been a terrible idea.
Dude, that dude's not big enough to play Kratos.
Well, not only that, he's not exactly known for super serious characters.
Well, there's that as well.
Type of thing. It's like, what is wrong with you people?
Yeah. I don't know, man. Show me a trailer. Like, set photo stuff. I remember when they freaked out about the Superman first photo. Like,
exactly.
Show me a trailer and let me see what he looks like in the actual show. Like,
this happens every time when they're like, "Oh, Mr. Mom's gonna be Batman." And it's like, everybody loved his ass. Stop it.
I don't give a shit whether he looks all right. He's also has to act. Like, is his acting good?
Exactly.
That's what I care about. Is his acting good? Then I will forget whether he looks exactly like Kratos.
Unless he turns out to be Bobcat Goldthwait talking, I think I'm fine.
Yeah. Okay. We're almost done with part 2, Michael, but I do have to have a little bit of a mea culpa, or I have a correction from last week.
Yeah.
So last week when we're talking about Blue Point getting shut down, I was like, what the fuck? Blue Point, like, you guys had to make this thing. They made the remake of Demon's Souls. You could have had to make a remake of Bloodborne and made $1 billion. Everyone's a fucking remake of Bloodborne. Why didn't you do that, Sony, you stupid idiots? And then as soon as we were done recording the podcast, a story came out that was like, no, you're the stupid idiot, Jeff, because apparently Blue Point was like, can we remake Bloodborne? And Sony was like, I don't have any problem with that. What do you think, From Software? And they were like, no Bloodborne remake. And they were like, oh, in fact, there was a second report that came out that said that 11 different studios over the years have asked Sony to do a Bloodborne remake. And every time they're like, we think it's a great idea, but these guys are just like, no.
Yeah.
And
they must have final say on everything involving it.
Well, here's the thing. I actually looked into this a little bit, and the thinking, this is the thinking that kind of makes a certain amount of sense, is that Miyazaki loves Bloodborne. He loves that universe that he made because that was one of his last projects. He is now the CEO of From Software, and the only way that he would ever want to do a Bloodborne remake is if he did it, if he put his hands on it.
It's his baby,
it's his baby, and he didn't want anybody else coming along and fucking around with it. And that makes a certain amount of sense.
It does. He's like, if anyone's gonna fucking hang out with this guy, it's me.
If anyone's gonna remake Bloodborne, you're looking at it, motherfucker.
It does explain why we haven't got anything more Bloodborne related, because he's so busy being a goddamn CEO of a company that he's never been like, hey, let's make another one.
Yep.
Which, sucks for me, because Bloodborne is the only one of them. I have the same feelings he has. I adore Bloodborne.
Yep.
It's the only one of these Souls universes that I'm like, I will fight you to death over this fucking thing.
Yep.
And it's the only one that there's only one of them.
Absolutely. So, yeah, that appears to be the reason, ladies and gentlemen. Also,
that's fucking crazy.
I don't want to make it seem like I was completely wrong last week. It was just like, everybody was thinking that. Like, why would you shut down Blue Point when they could be remaking the thing that everybody wants remade like right now? So I didn't know. You didn't know either. Don't pretend like you knew.
The fact that 11 different studios really shows how much beloved that franchise is, that nobody's let them do it still.
Yep. Okay. I think it's time to lightning round through the rest of these, because I believe in us. I believe we can do it. We got 10 minutes. Let's see what we can do. All right, let's go. Ubisoft had a big old thing this week where they announced 1 gabillion Assassin's Creed things. The big story here, Assassin's Creed Black Flag remake is confirmed. Oh my God, I'm so shocked.
I wonder what they'll keep when it comes, if they'll keep any of the real world stuff.
It's a good question. They also talked a little bit about Hexy or whatever, just basically kind of, I don't know, talking about how Ubisoft Montreal is making it. There's not a lot of specifics. They also confirmed that Assassin's Creed codename Invictus, which is a multiplayer game, is still in development. And they said specifically that it's like not what you think it is, and I think that's because there have been people online that are thinking there was some rumor that it was like a Fall Guys style chibi cute version of Assassin's Creed.
That would be hilarious.
And I think they were like, no, it's not that, but it's being made by the For Honor team, which
that could be fun.
That could be fun. Yeah,
that would be really fun.
Project Jade is also still in development. That's the Chinese phone Assassin's Creed.
Don't you have Assassin's phones?
Don't you have an Assassin's phone at home? And then, let's see, Assassin's Creed Unity got a 60 FPS upgrade on modern console. So if you want to play the worst Assassin's Creed game at 60 frames per second, you can.
Honestly, the only way I would want to play that game again is if it had its original fucked up glitches.
Yep. Also, they confirmed again that the Netflix series is still under development and should be seeing something from that pretty soon.
Also forgot about that entirely.
Yep. So billion Assassin's Creed things, and they're all coming out pretty soon. I really looked at it, and there was no real meat on any of these updates. It was just like, yes, and that's still a thing, and that's still a thing. The big thing was just that the Black Flag remake is for real.
Those are exciting things, at least, if you like Assassin's Creed.
Yep. Assassin's Creed Shadows also is reported to be moving into its basically through its final support days and then into a holding pattern. So
the
no
rest
additional
of its updates
DLCs
and stuff. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Well, good for them. That game did really well, apparently.
Yep.
And a lot of people legit liked it, so I'm happy for you guys.
Absolutely. Let's see. Big crossover news. Overwatch is crossing over with Nier.
Sure, I guess.
Nier?
Everything is crossing over with something now.
Nier? Okay. I mean, I remember when they put the fucking one of the Nier guys in Rainbow Six Siege or something, but Kiriko, apparently the problem that people have is that it's all supports. So
they're all supports.
Kiriko is going to be 2B or no, yeah, 2B. Vendetta is going to be 2A. 9S is going to be the new water guy. And then Mercy is one guy, and there's another guy that's another thing.
That is weird that they're all support people.
Over the last few, there's been a lot of support people. People are pointing out basically here's Pascal. You could have a Bastion Pascal skin. There are a lot of other matchups. They talked about the character in that game that has the weird head. Imagine Wrecking Ball's head.
That would have made perfect sense.
Emil's head.
That explains an image I saw earlier of that.
Of that specific thing. Yeah.
Somebody made a mock-up of what it could have been.
Yeah.
I was like, oh no, that would have been awesome.
So, but apparently a lot of the current crossover skins have been just, I I didn't see that Roadhog.
Oh my God.
As 2B. That is great. Blizzard, you would sell more, but you're afraid of success. It's just fat Roadhog as 2B. That's fucking wonderful.
I'd buy that.
Oh, that's great.
I'd buy that for $1.
Yep. All right. Let's see. Fucking.
This fucking thing.
Iron Galaxy is a piece of shit.
Stupidest thing. Yeah, I heard about this.
They put out an image on their thing that said, "Today is our February company meeting, and it's time to catch up with what the company's been up to and what's next for Iron Galaxy." And it's it's like a Fallout themed "Please stand by" like placeholder image. It's not the exact one, but it looks almost exactly like the Fallout one.
The issue is it's got like the deserty like looking area, which makes it look like it would be instead of the way an old 1950s "Please stand by" would look like.
Oh, is this finally confirmation that Fallout 3 or New Vegas remake is coming out? And then they came out and said, nope. Sorry, this is just the slide we use for everything. Now we're going to go back into our vaults. And it was like,
here's the thing.
Hey, fuck you guys.
Here's the thing. When this rumor first came out, I was like, no, there's no way this is real, or there's no way that's what this is, because it's Iron Galaxy Studios.
Yeah.
They're known for only like coming out with remasters and re-releases of fighting games mostly. Yep. So it's like there's zero chance that they're the ones. If these remakes are real, there's no chance that Iron Galaxy was the ones who were doing this.
Absolutely.
They couldn't even do Mortal Kombat the collection correctly.
That's
and
true.
You want these people to make the Fallout remaster?
Yep.
You guys are crazy.
Another Microsoft news. Microsoft has filed a patent for, this is a weird one. You can let other people on your friends list take over your game to get you through difficult parts.
Oh.
Or an AI can do it for you.
Oh, wait, I remember this, but they finally did the whole thing now.
What do you mean?
They announced they were doing this patent, but there wasn't anything outside of them saying that.
Yeah.
And I forgot about it entirely until you just mentioned it again.
Yeah.
So this means
initially back in 2024.
Yeah, I remember this vaguely, but now they have like images of shit of the actual patent. That's actually kind of fun.
Yeah. Boo. That's
really dumb.
Stupid.
But I get the idea.
That Mind's Eye guy is back for another round of like another round of horrible shit. He made a post on LinkedIn talking about how they're letting go of more people and just all the standard bullshit, deeply painful decision, yada yada yada. And then he went over to like, yes, but also these people are only leaving because of the criminal conspiracy that is trying to put us out of business of these YouTubers and this YouTube channel from America that is actually based in Great Britain, that is slandering us, that I will have my revenge on. And we were like, okay.
Yeah, I'm reading the sentence here. To investigate the criminal activity that took place around launch.
Yep.
That work has taken far longer than expected, but has now resulted in overwhelming evidence.
Yep.
This is something that Trump would post, by the way.
Yep.
Overwhelming evidence of organized espionage and corporate sabotage affecting Mind's Eye. That's right. It was Antifa who stopped Mind's Eye.
That's right.
From being a success.
Yep. Let's see.
That's fucking hilarious.
And then I didn't want to, I don't know, I'm tired of doing these stories. Fruit Ninja, the studio that made Fruit Ninja, Half Brick, has let go of a few people. It's all the same bullshit. We're streamlining and blah, blah, blah. Challenging.
What was the last thing they did?
Strangest, the last thing they did was a Bluey game called Bluey's Quest for the Gold Pen that has original story written by the Bluey guy with like animation, and it looked really good. I looked up a trailer for it, and I was like, for Bluey people, that's like a big deal. So
I didn't know they were still making other stuff.
Yep.
That's
and
a shame.
they also sold like 1 billion copies of Fruit Ninja. So.
Yeah, they made like physical cabinets for it and like arcades and stuff. That thing did fucking huge numbers.
And then Tripwire is also laying off 23 people.
Oh, that's disappointing.
Yeah, Killing Floor developer Tripwire. Make Maneater 2, god damn it.
That'll solve all their problems.
And then last but not least, this is a really strange story. So Warhammer 40K Space Marine 2 got got the first big contentious backlash. They had a $5 voice pack that you could buy that added like specific voices to these new characters that they put out. But here's the thing: is people put those voices on. And what they found was that the voice lines were there for some things, but then when there was like a specific objective bark, it would revert back to the original voice.
Oh.
And then also some of the back and forth chatter that didn't have lines recording for it just didn't happen. And people are like, well, then what the fuck did I pay for?
Yeah.
Like, it's
like,
worse.
That's so much worse.
Like, if it's only half and half. So
that's terrible.
yeah. So I guess we'll see what happens with that. But I thought it was such a weird, like that company seems like they've been pretty conscientious about what they've been doing. That seems like a huge oversight.
It's a gigantic oversight because it's like, especially if it's supposed to have a lot of voice lines.
Yeah.
Because the thing about games is that, like, if you have a game that has a shit ton of voice lines, you better have replacements for all of the things.
Yep.
Because it's going to be noticeable as fuck.
Yep. And with that, we are going to take a break. When we come back, we got trailers. We got some more trailers. So stick around, and yeah, we'll be right back. And I sure hope that you guys aren't sick of trailers because we've got more trailers.
Yeah, we got more trailers. The shooter's full of half of them.
It's a weird bunch of trailers. Usually I feel like it's the same 4 opening trailers. It's like, here's the Fortnite thing. Here's the Call of Duty thing. But no, I got Apex Legends over here.
Oh, my goodness.
Apex Legends is having a Gundam crossover event.
Which is fascinating.
Yeah, they got a little intro where they're watching Gundam and one of the characters is like, I could make you some of those. So yeah, they've got a whole bunch of Gundam. Like, and what's interesting is, unlike some of the crossovers, there's a lot in here.
Yeah, they're not just like 1 or 2. Because the Call of Duty one was just like UC timeline.
Yeah,
if I remember correctly. This is like Gundam Wing.
Yep. They got Witch from Mercury's in there.
Mercury's in there.
Yep.
There's I forgot what the other one was. It's Q. I can never say it.
G-Quax.
G-Quax is in there too.
Yep.
Like, there's quite I saw an image of like all of them, like in like the shop itself. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah, it looks really nice, and it also looks like they've got some like Gundam themed stuff in the levels.
Yeah.
There's also
the Freedom Gundam.
I swear to God, they had a. I saw in the beginning that there's like a Char costume in there as well. Like I saw somebody doing a flip in like a Char costume. So, but yeah, it looks pretty cool. Like I don't know. I'm always very torn because part of me is like, well, I don't want to see Gundam's normal size. I want to see them gigantic. God damn it.
Well, that's always the issues. You can only make them so normal. Like you can only make them look so good because even the Gundam not heavy arms. The Gundam Wing has tiny wings,
right?
So it just looks a little awkward because of it.
Yeah,
that's because you can't have giant fuck off wings,
right,
on your character.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you should have to have giant fuck off wings if you want to have giant fuck off.
Yeah,
wings,
but it's more just because like there's only so much you can do with the way some of these people are.
I know,
especially like the Gundam Death Sight looks kind of weird because of how small their stuff is.
The skinnier ones that have like little skinny arms and stuff look weird. So, but I don't know. It's kind of fun. It makes me sad for, remember that Gundam Overwatch game?
Yeah.
I think that's just shut down, right?
Yeah,
like,
they shut that sucker down, and it actually had like some really great stuff in it.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they're like, I guess we're not making enough money, and just shut the whole thing down.
Yep.
Like, I would have rather had that last and had more Gundams than like these weird crossovers that they make for other games.
Let's see. Next up, in the unending barrage of Invincible Versus announcements, we got one that I honestly forgot had not yet been announced.
I'd assumed she was for some reason.
Duplicate is in here. I mean, considering that we got Power Packs or whatever his name is last week.
Powerplex, I think.
Powerplex, yeah. Which, okay, that's great. And she just has a lot of like duplication to do a lot of different moves really quickly, which is pretty cool. I don't know.
That was the thing about, I remember we were mentioning about the issue with invincible characters is a lot of them are just like, and then they punch really hard,
right?
Type of thing. It's like it's good to remember that there are normal characters that have very unique powers. Like, she still just punches things, but she at least she's kind of the way Noob Saibot is, where she makes like
shadow duplicates
of them. And what's cool is that if you hit a duplicate, they explode in blood, which is really fun.
That part with Omni-Man where he basically dashes through a duplicate that just turns into red mist.
Yeah, it's a fun idea because I'm still very interested in this. It's also not a full price game.
Yeah,
it's like a $40 game if you buy the regular edition of it.
I can see that.
And it has like a deluxe edition that has like a pack with it, or
because they keep.
Even then, it's like a 70. It only makes it like 60, 70.
They keep showing off the pre-order, I think, with Mark in his weird Zero suit.
Yeah, it's the outfit he wears when he just tries being hero for like a hot second.
But yeah, April 30th. I think it looks great. Like I've liked everything that I've seen so far. Huge roster. I think that's the thing is we've seen a lot of fighting games, I feel like, recently that have had just kind of semi-anemic rosters.
Yes. My only issue with it is it happens all the time with licensed games.
Yeah.
Is they have sound alikes for the majority of their characters.
Yeah.
Because the guy who plays Cecil is clearly not Walton Goggins,
right?
Type of thing. But they still got some of the ones that you should get, like Omni-Man's voice actor for J.K. Simmons.
Yeah.
Invincible's character.
I swear to God that the trailer last week for Powerplex sounded like Aaron Paul.
It sounded like him, but even then, I know Aaron Paul's not going to be doing that voice anymore in general. So if whoever they got probably is whoever they replace them with anyways.
Okay.
So I'm very excited for this because it's basically a Mortal Kombat game made by the people who made Killer Instinct, and I think that's really fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't wait to get my hands on it. I think it looks really cool. Let's see. Did you see this full trailer, the He-Man and Masters of the Universe Dragon Pearl Destruction? They put a fucking Stan Bush song on this motherfucker.
Yeah, they did. I'm like, Stan Bush has sung so many songs about different 80s things.
And it's great. It matches so good. You got He-Man, you got She-Ra, you got Man-at-Arms and Teela and everybody, and they're fucking running around. I remember playing it was an actual fan game that was like this a long time ago with Jason. But this looks so good. Like, it's got all the He-Man stuff. It's got a lot of She-Ra stuff. It's got a bunch of the goofy ass fucking weird He-Man guys and like silly shit that you see in those shows.
What's great about it is that something that I feel like not a lot of people are talking about is that sprites are so incredibly detailed compared to some of the ones we've been seeing.
Yeah.
It reminds me of the Marvel versus Capcom, like sort of like Street Fighter sprites where they were like really detailed in a way that's like even more than a beat 'em up normally has.
Yeah.
And I think that's really exciting because it means that there was a lot of work put into this.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't know. I think this looks great.
Yeah.
So
I'm hoping it's good because we've run into some duds of 80s games or 80s shows that became beat 'em ups, like the G.I. Joe one that happened a while ago.
Yeah, I wish that one was better.
But we've had the opposite, which was the Ninja Turtles one, the Shredder's Revenge, which was fucking phenomenal. So I'm hoping it's more in that vein.
Recently, the Scott Pilgrim one that just came out this week. So
I'm hoping it's more like on the side of like really fun ones, like the Marvel one as well, by the way. But a lot of those were made by the same people.
I guess I'm curious whether it's just like whether it is like the Ninja Turtles one or whether it has any additional mechanics, because we have started seeing things like Absalom that have like more RPG mechanics. Even the Scott Pilgrim game has a bunch of like equipment and modifiers and stuff that you can do to change the way things work. And so I'm wondering if this is just, I mean, it looks like it's just a pretty standard beat 'em up, right?
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's the thing about this one is we don't know anything outside of it being, hey, you can be your favorite Masters of the Universe characters and beat up a bunch of people.
Yeah.
So that alone just makes it kind of fun.
Also, plenty of DLC opportunity with all the fucking weirdos in.
100%. And there's a new movie coming out, so you could always try to tie it into that too.
Don't tie it into that. That movie looks like ass.
Their action figures are pretty cool looking though for that.
Ass. I'm just salty because they have to start in the real world like every other fucking tie-in.
Yeah,
game.
they always do.
Let's see. Speaking of medieval action, the God of War Son of Sparta had a trailer for The Pit. This is that roguelike mode I was talking about before.
Oh, yeah.
This is where the co-op is.
The Pit of Agonies is what it said.
Yeah. So you go into these like basically kind of like medium challenge rooms that have a bunch of different like weapons or a bunch of different enemy types and stuff, and they've got modifiers and stuff that you have to kind of go through. It seems okay. I had absolutely no interest in playing it once I got done with the main game. Yeah. So, but I believe that this is where the actual co-op is, and it looks like it's decently done. I mean, nothing like the God of War spin-off one that was the roguelike. That was great.
I'm sure it's fine if you guys like the sort of thing.
The fun thing about it is at the very end of the trailer, when they're showing it, they have a guy that's carving a stone that has a Konami code on it.
Oh.
And I think this is a way for you to unlock that mode before you beat the game. I think they added a way for you to just get into it if you want to do that instead of playing through the main game.
Yeah, because people were trying to fucking refund the game from them.
Yep. So
because it was kind of false advertising at that point.
I don't know a little bit. Some of that I believe is caveat emptor of just like, well, there was a tag that said co-op.
Yeah, but like a lot of game companies are willing to refund stuff based on you thinking it was something else. Like what happened with Dispatch, where it turns out it was the only censored one.
Oh yeah.
So it's like at that point you're like, I didn't know this is what this was.
Yeah, a little bit. I don't know. I also just can't. I also keep asking myself, I was like, what the fuck does a co-op Metroidvania game look like? That sounds like a horrible thing.
The closest thing that ever existed that I had fun with was that Castlevania Harmony of Despair. If you've ever played that. But that was that was the entire map.
Yeah.
And you just like ran around the entire map with some people. And that was more like an arcadey type thing than anything else.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, let's see. From there, we got Warhammer 40k Bolt Gun 2 with the reveal of the Slanesh Chaos faction, which I don't believe was in the first one.
No, it's a sister of, I don't remember what it's called. Whatever her faction is.
What's that?
Sister of Chaos or some shit like that? I can't remember what they're called. Like the woman character for this one. Like there was like a specific name for them. They're like the sisters of something.
The player character.
Yeah, the player character.
Yeah, okay.
There's a name for them. I only know this because it was when I was writing, because that website that I worked for was all Warhammer themed.
Right.
So it was like I learned a little Warhammer stuff at the time, but I forgot the majority of it.
Well, I know that like this is a specific Chaos faction, the Slanesh.
Okay, cool.
That they're like hedonistic. They've got a lot of like lustful and gluttonous type of demons and stuff. So that's where you get the ladies running up on you. These kind of like speedster ladies. Looks good. I mean, it's interesting. I think I probably would have liked to have seen them turn that around a little bit faster, but I'm
very excited for this game.
Yeah.
I loved the first one immensely. I beat all of it once I figured out how to play the game correctly.
Yeah.
And then and having two different characters as well, we'll have a lot of fun with it. The funniest thing is that the two actors who play both characters are dating in real life.
Oh, okay.
And when they asked him about it, he's like, I honestly didn't know they were going to do that. They asked her without asking me about it, and I think that's kind of fun.
Okay.
So it wasn't necessarily a nepotistic thing. They just thought it was a good idea.
Yeah.
At the time.
Still looks awesome though. Just like real solid boomer shooter.
It looks wonderful. If it's anything like that first one, I'm gonna have a fucking great time.
There you go.
It's the most I've ever liked Warhammer in my life.
Okay.
Is this game.
When it's basically Duke Nukem.
Yeah. If you make anything Duke Nukem, I will play it, essentially. And this is what they did with Warhammer, and I'm happy for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. After that, we got the announcement trailer. Speaking of throwback stuff, for a game called Sprawl Zero, which I hadn't heard of before. This is a very, very like late 90s 3D action adventure cyberpunk style game. It looks a lot like your Quake 2s or kind of around there. It reminded me a little bit of Sin when I was looking at it.
I could see that.
This kind of urban pacification with it looks just very smooth. It's not super detailed, but it's very violent, and it's got some cool like telekinetic powers. I always love telekinetic powers.
It really reminds me of that era of games.
Yeah.
Like they got that fucking vibe down immensely.
Yep, and it looks fun as shit. Like I actually cut a lot of trailers this week because there weren't a lot of high profile things because all that was in the beginning. But then I watched this and I was like, damn, I'd play that. That looks fucking cool.
That looks awesome.
Like back in the day, a lot of people think of like Unreal Engine or Unreal Tournament or like Quake 3, but like there were also single player games around that time.
There was a lot of them at that time, and they all looked just like this.
Yeah.
And they were all really fun. Even the ones with bad stories, they were just fun as shit.
Yeah.
Oh my God. There's a lot of really weird ones out there that everybody forgets about, but even then they had a lot going for them.
Also, I mean, I just, it made me think of that Sin game, which I hadn't thought of in a long time.
I can definitely see that looking at it,
yeah. So Sprawl Zero. I don't know. Keep an eye out for it.
Yeah.
Also, the narration where they have this kind of like, I don't know, kind of cryptic bullshit, but seems pretty cool. So, yep. No real like announcement or date or anything like that.
Yeah, it just says it's the first official reveal, so
yeah.
I'm very excited. That's really cool.
Me too. We got a very brief trailer for Kyborg. They're making a DLC for it called Descent that appears to be more Kyborg.
I keep forgetting to look into this because this game looked like a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. I played it with Amanda, and then I played it a little bit of it on my own. It was very technical, in a place where like you really started to have to care about like build variety and like what you were picking up and what you weren't picking up, because there were like synergy bonuses and stuff. But yeah, it seems like it's like some kind of like the main character is going to level -1, so it seems like there's going to be a new kind of set of challenges, which is, I mean, you know, this is sort of game that very much would lend itself to that sort of thing.
Yeah,
so.
It's kind of what I wanted Chifu to be.
Yeah. Did I put this in here? Nope. You know what? I'm pulling an audible here. Let me just see if I can find this real quick. One of the other things that was announced today that I didn't see coming. Where's my game trailers? You guys suck on the Sony PlayStation thing. Is actually, just search for it. They announced Ruiner 2. So you remember Ruiner, the game with the guy with the face mask that said kill, 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 the cyberpunk thing? It's kind of like a top-down open world thing. Apparently, the same company that made that Metal Eden game that we played.
Really?
Yeah, because it said for the creators of Ruiner and Metal Eden.
Did not realize that.
And apparently the big thing here is that they're going to have co-op in this one. So they kind of have a little thing where the guy drives his motorcycle into some cybernetic assholes and is fighting a bunch of guys that it seems like he's going to die, and then a bunch of like other dudes with masks that have like kill, kill, kill on them come out, and it's like
that's really
co-op. So yeah, it was interesting. I saw this right before we started, that there was a new Ruiner game. So
good for them.
Yeah, it made me. It took me a minute because I was like, wait a minute, is this that one game? And it's like, no, that's the Ascent. The Ascent and Ruiner are not the same game.
No, I get why you would think that, but
even though they're very similar in a lot of ways. I don't think I ever like played Ruiner.
No, I didn't. I never did either. It looked like a fun time, but I never really played it.
I think it was a little bit more arcadey twin stick than I wanted it to be. I think I wanted it to be more like the Ascent.
Yeah, the trailers made it seem like it would be different, but it's just It looked like a decent time though. But it's one of those issues where there's so many really great games that it just falls to the wayside.
Yeah, kind of a cyberpunk gauntlet.
Yeah,
almost. So, yeah. From there, speaking of DLC or DLCs and stuff, we got a big update for Pigface. Remember when we played Pigface?
What a weird fucking game that was.
Called Penitentiary and Kicking. And the first thing is that it adds a kick button to Pigface. And I'm like, dude, I want to go back and try that game with the kick button, because like
that was a fun game when we played it.
Really fun as shit.
Because it's a hard kick too.
Yeah.
It's not just like a little tap. They fucking launch.
Yep. I was trying to think, what was the last game I played with a dedicated kick button? There was one that I played that had a dedicated kick button.
And we had a lot of fun with it when we found it.
What the fuck? I don't even remember what it was.
It's not Resident Evil, even though it technically has one whenever it appears.
Yeah.
But it wasn't that one.
There's also a bonus level, the Penitentiary. That's the Penitentiary part of this. It's in like a prison, so it's a new level that you can go through. And that whole thing is out now. So
that's really cool.
Yeah.
Good for them.
Go check out March 12th. Sorry. Not now.
So it comes out when Highguard goes down. Coincidence?
That's right. Damn, what was that game that had a kick button? I just remember cackling like a maniac every time I kicked somebody.
Was it that kick face or whatever the fuck it was? Kick puncher? No, what?
Angerfoot?
Angerfoot, yeah.
Angerfoot, yes, it did. That was the one. It had a dedicated kick button, and I cackled every time I used it. So
I got there eventually.
Yeah. I'm glad you did. We got, this Cthulhu the Cosmic Abyss has been doing like kind of a big marketing push in the lead up to there. I think this is the third week in a row that I've had a trailer for this. This is the underwater kind of science fiction underwater. It seems like a walking simulator, kind of adventure type of thing. This trailer's a lot more violent than previous ones.
Yeah, I remember us seeing the one not that long ago. And this one, immediately it was like, look at all this fucked up shit.
Yeah, people like stabbing each other. A lot more like kind of visceral blood and disgustingness. There's kind of a little thing where they're showing a phone message. This weird pregnant woman underwater type of thing. Fucking swimming Cthulhu monstrosities coming at you.
Oh, fun.
So it's much more action packed. I think the other ones were a little bit sterile in the way that they were.
It was all mysterious.
Yeah. And this one's just like throwing it all in your face. Like, look at all this fucked up shit. Look at all this Cthulhu shit. Fucking cosmic bullshit.
Beyond your comprehension.
Yeah.
I think my favorite meme is like looking at things beyond my comprehension. I don't get
it. But yeah, it makes it look a lot more interesting than the previous ones did. Just because it's got a lot more craziness. I don't know. Last week there was one where it started. It was like in a house, and then the character goes through a door, and then they're in the fucking research station.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that one. That one was pretty fun. It actually made me kind of interested in this.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm still fascinated, but
it could be cool.
It's another Nacon game.
Poor Nacon. That's why I thought Nacon was doing well, because there was all these things that are coming out with
sticks, and
only for that to fucking happen.
Greedfall 2 has been in early access for a year.
Although if you would have told me sticks, I'm like, oh, maybe they're not doing so great.
Hey, you know what? We had a mad time with that sticks game. It's got like 85 on Metacritic.
Yeah,
so
okay. Yeah, okay. I guess that's fair. It was okay.
Cthulhu game is coming out on my birthday, April 16th.
Oh, cool.
So yeah. Too bad the Pragmatic comes out the day after. Sorry.
Dun, dun, dun.
I only have enough time in my life for a few games.
No, I got it. Yeah.
Tides of Tomorrow got another trailer. This is that one that's got the weird, like, online... It's almost like a Dark Souls-ish system where it's like you see ghosts of other players and, like, what
that's right.
choices they made in this
I remember
weird...
this now.
It's like a kind of a water world, but like a rave water world. It's like
it's like Cyberpunk Waterworld.
Weird plastic city on top of the ocean. There's all kinds of craziness, but apparently, like, the thing is, you could literally choose people from your friends list to follow. So I think the idea that people can then look at what we do when we play this game eventually, and then try to make better decisions than us is kind of
it's kind of funny,
kind of fun. So, but apparently, there's also just like pre-made offline choice characters that you can follow. So.
That's actually really fun. That's like a fun idea, especially if you have a lot of people that will end up playing it.
Yeah. It also's got really interesting character design. I don't know. The big thing is that this company has made a few other games, and I haven't vibed with any of them, really. But
what was the last thing they made that you can remember?
They made the Road 96 series, where it was kind of like this thing where you were hitchhiking to try to escape an authoritarian government to Canada.
I remember that.
And they made like a spin-off where you're playing as... it was like
that dude was straight up named Sam Bridges.
Yep. But I don't know. This one seems like it's got a little bit more interactivity to it, and it's got some interesting stuff going on. So
yeah, that's really fun.
Kind of interested.
I feel like they named him Sam Bridges just because of like the idea of like you're being connectivited with your friends for this game.
It's another Strand type game.
Yeah, it's a Strand type. Yeah.
You know that whole genre that Hideo Kojima invented that has two games in it that are both made by him.
Exactly. He started it with Metal Gear somehow.
It's true.
Turns out Metal Gear was a Strand type this whole time.
I had a friend when the first Death Stranding came out. Some person that I've kind of fell out with a long time ago because they're kind of a jackass, and I was tired of their jackass shit.
Oh, okay.
That messaged me when Death Stranding came out, and they were like, "It seems like Hideo Kojima wants people to make connections. What have you been up to?" And I was just left that shit on red. I was like, "Sorry, Mr. Kojima, I'm not making these Strand connections.
I like connections, but not this connection."
Yep.
I'm not delivering this pizza.
That's right.
Fuck that guy.
Let's see. We got a gameplay showcase for Nivalis, a game that I honestly thought was already out.
I thought it was too, actually.
Cyberpunk game that's got this like voxel world look to it. This is the one where you're basically running like a food stand in a cyberpunk future, where you have to set up a thing. But apparently you can also just kind of wander around the cyberpunk world. And then there's also like narration at the beginning that there's like a serial killer on the loose. So I'm not sure if like
that's interesting.
You're gonna have to try to avoid the food cart serial killer in the cyberpunk future or something. But
that's a weird thing to randomly add to that.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to make food, bro.
But they did show off a little bit more. They also apparently there's like androids and shit in this future. So I don't know if you're playing as like a robot, but
do androids dream of food serial killers?
I don't know. The first thing they're doing is setting up a few tables and a chicken soup. You can buy chicken soup at this little outdoor thing full of trash. It's like, okay, cool. I guess. I mean, it looks fine. I'm not entirely sure if I can figure out where the fun is.
Well, some people just like that sort of like weird simulator inside of a different type of thing.
Yeah, I guess the thing is that it keeps gesturing that there's more to it than just that. but I don't know what that would be.
Yeah, I wouldn't know either. Yeah.
So,
because that's the thing, is there's a lot of games like this where they're like, run this type of market, but in like a different type of weird world, like the way the Diver game is.
Oh, Dave the Diver.
Dave the Diver.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even that's kind of has a very similar vibe when it comes to that idea, at least.
Yeah.
Although it's not, exactly this, but it's a simulator and something that's not normally the way you would have done
or
it.
there's that Stardew Valley, but it's a horror game that Blumhouse is putting out. That seems interesting.
Too.
So I don't know. Maybe there's something more in here. I have to give it a shot at some point and see what it's like.
Was the zoo ones and stuff like that?
It's a skeleton. We got a trailer for Claim Denied. There's another trailer that came out. I was actually adding stuff right up to the point where we stopped this. Hey, this is another one of those unfortunately named friend slop games.
Oh.
Where like you're in I don't know, it's like you're in some kind of like underground, you're in like a facility, like a semi-futuristic facility, and apparently like you're part of a team of 4 people, and I'm not entirely sure, like part of it is that you've been fired, I guess, from your job, and there's like monsters in this place, and so you're trying to kind of survive now that you don't have official support. I don't know. Their characters are a little different because they've got 4 very specifically designed characters as opposed to the kind of like,
I don't have that gigantic trunk of a butt. Because goddamn.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm always interested to see where these are going, because there's been a few recently. There was that roadside thing. There was that Yap Yap on Steam is another one that came out.
Yeah, they're all very distinctly different.
It's an interesting kind of gold rush of a genre that I feel like we don't have one specific. Nobody has risen to the top to take over the space yet.
No, and I think that's really interesting because of the fact that is. Like, Lethal Company has really started this. It's funny to me that one guy started this gold rush.
Yep.
And instead of the way live services are, where they missed the boat. The boat's very much been running this whole time, and I think that's actually the funner thing about it is that. It's the reason nobody's come out on top. Is because there's so many of them coming in.
Just isn't the key art her butt's so big that it's rubbing up against the guy's face?
Oh yeah. I love that everybody's like so differently designed on this.
Yeah.
And I think that's the reason this genre hasn't like. As you mentioned, there isn't like a number one of them.
Yeah.
There's so many of them now.
There's still a lot of life to it.
Yeah, and
because people are trying different things.
Playing a lot of them.
Like, are we there yet? Right?
Yeah.
Like
none of them are exact. Like, some of them are the same, but never exactly the same.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's really fun about, like, because you started with Lethal Company with these like dudes doing something similar, but then when they made the robot one, Repo,
yeah,
they were like these little robots, and they have these like dumb little ways of talking, and even weirder monsters and stuff like that, and a shop that will fucking kill you if you're not careful, type of thing.
And then there was the one that was the ghost YouTuber one.
Yeah,
where you're trying to make YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Like, it's so fucking weird.
There's
man.
so many like they're all fucking strange.
Yeah,
it's kind of amazing that these are like that.
There's also that other one that's coming out where it's like you're trapped in like an IKEA.
Yeah,
at night.
There's
and you
that
gotta,
one.
Like, get out. So they're all
the gas station one that we saw, as you mentioned.
Yeah,
like none of them are number one. Even the climbing one kind of feels like that.
Oh, Peak.
Yeah, and it's just like none of them are the same, but none of them are like the games or friend slop game outside of Lethal Company because it was the first.
Right.
But even then, it feels like not many people are talking about it the way they did when it first came out.
Feels like everybody's interested in jumping on the new one as opposed to sticking to Lethal Company over and over again.
It's fascinating. And they all cost very little, which is also the best part.
I mean, dude, I cannot tell you how Chris had so much fun playing Peak because he had never played anything like that before.
Oh, okay.
And so after we got done, he was like, I would play more of that if you want. And I was like, well, I don't have I was trying to get the holidays wrapped up. But it was like... it
was a really fun game.
Speaking of those games, one of the progenitors that a lot of people don't talk about, not specifically, is the We Were Here series. And they just announced a new one called We Were Here Tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. You played this mostly with Grant, right?
Jason, actually.
Okay.
Jason and I played most of these. I played one of them with Bryce, I remember, because he got real mad at me when I couldn't describe something. And I don't know.
I remember watching that one, and he's just like, God damn it. It was really fun.
This one's in the future. You fall into the ice, and then when you come to, it's like you're in some kind of like futuristic facility. And
Welcome to the world of tomorrow, they say.
Yeah, all your stuff is better, and the characters still don't have any faces, but you're still doing the co-op puzzles where you've got to have one person do something so the other person can do another thing, which is cool. I've always enjoyed these.
Yeah, these aren't considered the Friends Lab ones, by the way, because these are just like co-op puzzle games. These have been around for decades.
Yeah. But I still think they're semi progenitors of the franchise.
Yeah, I could see that,
sort of
but
thing,
they're not exactly what we were talking about earlier.
Yes. Oh yeah. Well, also we finally got a full on announcement trailer for We Are So Cooked.
Oh, this is another one though, isn't it? That was just
I put them out of order. This is the one that had just like a Twitter GIF that then got like a lot of attention, and it's like you 4 people in a hotel room with a dead guy, and you got to try to figure out how to get the dead guy out of the hotel. Like either trying to sneak him past people or like down the stairs, and if people see you, then they freak out, and then it's all over. And it looks like a real goofy kind of thing.
Yeah, that's really fun.
Yeah.
You gotta fucking go full Weekend with Bernie's with some of them.
Yeah. Well, the fact that it takes 2 people to like quickly carry the person.
Yeah, and there's probably like
try to move at the same time.
Somebody who's helping sabotage other things to keep things from happening.
Yeah.
That's really fun.
It seems like a fun game. Also, this is all set up at different people's plans. The last guy's plan is just to fuck around. So
that guy looks kind of like a cartoony version of me with a hat. I think that's kind of funny.
Speaking of goofy shit, did you see the announcement trailer for My Arms Are Longer Now?
No, what the fuck is this?
Okay, so this is, strangely enough, one of the companies that makes the Jackbox party games is making a single-player game called My Arms Are Longer Now, and Jackbox is publishing it. And it's like you're playing as a long extending arm that is trying to do crimes by like moving this arm through the world, and then like kind of in the physics goof way, like doing stuff. And there's a very brief couple of screenshots, but it looks interesting. It looks like an interesting concept. So
it's like you're an evil Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Almost. And I think that's kind of fun.
With just like this incredibly long arm that's just going through trying to do stuff. So, and it's got like a checklist, like one of those games where like a goose game where you gotta like do a bunch of different stuff.
Yeah, it's a steel rail bird and he just takes a fucking parrot from midair.
Yeah. So yeah, it's an interesting idea. And fantastic, I'm glad to see them kind of trying something different. So oh boy, we gotta pick it up a little bit. We got the reveal trailer for Karen.
Oh my goodness!
This is a lady. This is dressed like the stereotypical Karen with the haircut and everything, and it's like an open world destroying everything in a peak of fury. She's just spinning through walls. It's like a fully destructible environment, picking up people, destroying this mall, just like in a horrible fury, like knocking through walls and beating people up. And I'm like, okay, I kind of dig that. Like,
look, Marvel, I don't know why you can't make a Hulk game when you can get Karen Hulk games. This is awesome.
Yeah,
I love this stupid idea.
This is great. I like the character design, and the trailer was really short. And I was just like, okay. At the end, she's like a giant kaiju-sized Karen.
What a fun idea.
Yeah.
Just what if Karens were fucking crazy and destroying everything?
She's like a real like whirlwind character. Very like DreamWorks energy on the character.
100%.
Yeah. Let's see. We got the Switch 2 announcement for Super Meat Boy 3D. So if you're into Super Meat Boy 3D, that's going to be on the Switch 2.
Oh, that's fun.
I don't think there's anything very much new here. It's just a big montage of Super Meat Boy dying like you do in Super Meat Boy. That game's not even out yet, but it's coming out this year. So
very soon, though, I think.
Mm-hmm. It'll be on all the stuff. So, Teardown. Remember Teardown?
I remember Ronald Reagan. Tear down this multiplayer game.
Teardown is getting multiplayer. Teardown was a game where you had infinite control over world destruction.
Oh.
And you had to set up like... So the whole thing with the first Teardown, just to let you know, is you had a world that was fully destructible, and you would be in charge of stealing like a thing. But the moment you stole the thing, like a countdown timer would start, and you had to set up a series of destructive exit strategies.
I do remember this
to
game
blast
now.
through stuff. Well, now there's co-op, full-on co-op, where you can drive around with other people. There's a co-op campaign. It looks like just as crazy as before. There's some modes where you can literally do like online deathmatch and stuff, but then it's got all of the same open world, full destructible craziness that the original has.
Yeah,
so.
I do remember this now because I remember this like art style where it's everything's like a pixely but 3D.
Yeah, the voxel style. So
that's pretty fun.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool introductions. It makes me it answers the question that I had of like, what are those Teardown guys been up to? Are they making a new game? It's like, nope, they're going to keep adding stuff into their current games.
I'm happy for them because that game was very popular.
Yeah, and I believe that's a free update. Oh yeah, March 12th.
That also comes out the day Highguard disappears. Looks like Highguard's player is gonna have something to do.
Yeah. Let's see. I don't know if we got time for all of these. Let's see here. What we got? That's an interesting one. We saw this is part of the IGN FanFest 2026. This game called Imprinted. It's like a horror suspense game, and the way that it works is you get like you're like a music recovery person. So you get like these music tracks, and then you import them into this custom software, and it divides them into different sections, and you have to like repair the sections with different tools.
Oh, I see.
But then outside of this is like your day job. So you repair the stuff, and then you export it, and then you like get money or whatever. So the whole thing is in like a computer UI interface. But then outside of that, there's this whole thing about like a bunch of cursed recordings that you have got your hands on.
I see.
So it looks like a thing where you're going to get to kind of use the same tools you use to check out the spookiness. There's not a lot to it outside of showing all these different like little tools.
Yeah.
But it seems interesting. Like I'm interested in the idea.
No, that's a fun idea. Like just doing the white noise type thing as a game.
Yeah.
Like secretly, almost.
Also, I'm a big fan of whenever games are just a fake UI for another computer.
We've had some really fun ones because of that. Some fucking weird free things because of it. Yeah. Because your brain's just like thinking about your own OS because of it.
Yep.
It's just really fun because of that reason.
So yeah, that's you can wishlist that on Steam. We had a very brief trailer for the life and suffering of Prince Geryon, which is the kind of spin-off sequel to the life and suffering of Sir Bronte.
Oh, okay.
Which apparently is really, really good. I've never played it, but apparently it's really good.
I never
it's like
played
kind of
either.
a very adaptable visual novel that you can really do a lot of different stuff in. Kind of like a Disco Elysium almost, but like with this very kind of Baroque black and white art style to it. So yeah, there is an official playtest going on now of this that you can download on Steam, and it's got this kind of very simple but nice art style, and then a lot of different paths to go down. So
that's really cool.
Yeah, it's pretty nifty. So check that out. Let's see. Tales of Berseria remaster, whatever it launched.
That exists.
Yeah. Oh, also, this is interesting. So there was an Atari 2600 game called Bounce. That was some kind of like, I don't know, it was like a I don't even know what it was, like a breakout style game or something. They made a sequel to this 43-year-old video game.
Oh my God.
Called Bounce 2, and it's kind of just like a breakout style or like a Pong physics-based kind of Pong game where you're kind of hitting a ball back and forth, but then there's a bunch of different modes where there's one that has like little bricks to stop the ball. There's one that has a smaller ball. A lot of different. There's one mode called Michael. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I don't know what that means either.
Just call it Michael. Interesting thing about it is you can play it together. You can play it online. It's like a multiplayer only game, but then also it's got like it's got a filter over it that makes it look like a CRT TV. Also, it has like 4x3 support, so you can play it on a CRT TV if you want.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Also, people need to make more sequels to random ass Atari games.
That's true.
That would be really fun.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Just do it.
And then last but not least, we got a game reveal for Stage Tour, which is the Red Octane game.
Yeah, I heard about this.
Makers of the original Guitar Hero, and these motherfuckers. Most of this trailer is showing off a new plastic guitar, and apparently they got the next evolution of rhythm games, and it's the same thing as before. It's a plastic guitar.
Yeah, it's the way of the future, guys.
Yep. Apparently, the song they're playing in the background was a what was it? A Static X song.
Oh.
So I don't know. Maybe they're doing the rock and roll version for you millennials as opposed to the one for us Gen Xers.
We'll see how it goes. These were very, very popular when I was a teen.
Yeah.
People were fucking playing this thing so much that I hated going out with friends because it always devolved to going Guitar Hero.
Yeah.
Guitar Hero. I'm like, I am bad at these games.
Yep.
Stop asking me to play these. But I'm curious to see if this will work out again the second time around.
I don't know. Maybe
not second time. What is this, third, fourth time?
Yeah. Guitar Hero 1, 2, 3. Rock Band 1, 2, 3. There's been a lot of different stuff.
Yeah, because after Guitar Hero was the one that worked, and then eventually Rock Band was the one that worked.
Yeah,
and then DJ Hero failed.
Right.
And then what happened after DJ Hero? There was like another thing that was like
they started going into the individual artist thing. So it was like Rock Band, Green Day Rock Band, and like Metallica Rock Band, and
no, I just remembered it was that one where you were supposed to actually learn guitar when you did it.
Oh,
too.
Rocksmith.
That was the other one that I was thinking of. So that was the fourth version of this sort of idea.
I don't think that was ever really serious.
No, but that's the thing. That's what I mean. Like they were trying to like figure out ways of like reinventing this sort of genre to try to like break in.
Oh yeah.
And I feel like they were like, let's just go back to stage one.
Yeah.
Or stage tours apparently. And we'll go from there.
Nobody wants to play with plastic instruments anymore. I don't know. Maybe it'll be fine.
Some people do, and they're weird. But because again, it's more of a party game. It always was. But I always think of that old South Park episode.
Yeah.
It's just you gotta stop chasing the dragons.
I remember my friend who could not beat the original Guitar Hero, the last song on Expert, and he got so frustrated they took the plastic controller out onto his balcony and smashed it on the concrete.
Like a real rock star.
It was a gift from his girlfriend for their anniversary. It's like, okay, all right. That's the same guy that I didn't call back after the Strand, incident. So
you should tell him there's a new one.
Yeah, I don't want to. All right, let's wrap it up real quick. Game Pass is getting Cyberpunk 2077 in March. So
nice.
That's March 10th. They're also getting 2 T, Planet of Lana 2, Silk Song, a bunch of fucking DreamWorks Gabby's Dollhouse Ready to Party. I don't even know what the fuck that is. But yeah, unfortunately, it's only the base game. So if you want to play Phantom Liberty, you have to pay on top of that.
Well,
but
that's like 25 or something like that.
Yeah, it's not a bad time to give it a try if you haven't played Cyberpunk in a while. It got really good after a while. So. Apparently, Starfield is right on the verge of being announced for the PS5.
And that'll have new life on a console where I won't play it.
Yeah, this is Billy Kuhn saying that they think it's going to launch April 7th on the PS5, and so we should be getting an announcement pretty soon. I mean, it's nothing outside of what's already there. It's not like it's significantly different. So
that's the thing. I wish Starfield was like... Starfield should have been my jam. It should have been my jam.
Oh, yeah.
Instead, it was just the most fucking bland fucking thing I've ever played.
I wanted to love it so bad. So bad.
Like, I wanted to do what people were doing online, making these, like, really extravagant spaceships. It's like, I want to make my own little fucking weird Millennium Falcon.
Yep.
Instead, the game was like, what if we were boring as shit?
What if you spent most of your time worrying about inventory management?
God, it's just the worst. Can't just eat things and stuff. It's fucking stupid.
Nintendo is adding 3 new Mario titles for March 10th for Mario Day.
Oh, fun.
2 of them are VR Boy or Virtual Boy titles. Mario Tennis, Mario Clash, and then also Game Boy Advance, Mario versus Donkey Kong.
Oh, that's fun at least. Although it's kind of strange because, you made a remake version of it, so...
Yeah, I don't know if you want to play that Game Boy version, you can. You still got to pay $20 for Pokemon, so...
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, yeah, this is the Bandai Namco as a new RPG. We'll talk about that next week because they revealed it, and I looked at the trailer for it, but I wanted more time to look at it before we talk about it.
That's fair.
Ambrosia Sky, the sci-fi Power Wash simulator game.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so they put out the first act. Tess and I played it. There's supposed to be 2 more acts that came out as paid DLC.
Oh.
The company figured out that people were much more invested in the personal love story between the 2 female leads than they initially anticipated.
That happens every time.
Act 2 was supposed to veer off into a story that people found significantly less interesting. So they basically canceled the 2 DLCs and are just going to consolidate everything into Act 2, and it will be a free update if you bought Act 1. The way it works is if you bought Act 1, which was $15, you get Act 2 for free. If you wait until Act 2 is out, it's $25 for both of them.
Okay. Good for you, Sapphics.
Yep.
You Sapphics are eaten.
Yep. It's interesting to read this because they very much realized what they had and decided to pivot.
That's very smart of them.
Instead of just sticking to their guns.
They don't want a Bayonetta 3 on their hands.
Yep. Okay, now here's a couple of weird stories. First off, this was supposed to be last time, but whatever. Okay. There is an insane video game called Cookie's Bustle. It was a PlayStation adventure game. It is fucking bonkers.
Okay.
So there was a company out there called Graceware, and Graceware was copyright was abusing the DMCA platform to copyright strike anybody at all who put any footage of this game up on anything on the internet.
That's weird.
They had basically Let's Play videos, and they said no. And because the company that made this shut down, the IP is owned by a shell that is nobody.
And so they themselves are just doing this for no reason?
Well, so the thing is that there was nobody to assert the correct copyright on YouTube. So they basically were like, well, the only way to fight this is if you were to take them to court. And most YouTubers, myself included, didn't want to take them to court. So then the Video Game History Foundation put up a page on their website that had information about Cookie's Hustle as well as some media. At which point these Graceware motherfuckers struck them. At which point they were like, okay, let's go. When YouTube finally looked into this, they were like, oh yeah, there's no basis for a claim here.
Yeah.
And so they released it, finally allowing people to start posting videos, previously made videos from Vinesauce of this game out there. Now, the Vinesauce video out here has apparently been also blocked by another copyright claim. So I think that they're still out there fucking around with this. But at least the Video Game History Foundation put up a 3-hour full walkthrough. I'd like to show you one video that I found of this. So here's this game, and the main character is a little girl that's got turned into a teddy bear. So she goes on to try to get on a bus, and the bus you hear no, blah, 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 and there's some smack noises, and then she gets thrown out and spins around, at which point the bus fires up and drives away down this road full of palm trees. And as it goes, a Jeep shows up, and a guy pulls out a rocket launcher, and he shoots the bus, at which point the bus completely explodes, and the two guys cheer. At which point, a helicopter comes down from the top of the screen and fucking shoots the guys in the Jeep stone dead, and then hovers there. And that is what happens when Cookie tries to get on the teddy bear tries to get on a bus.
What the actual fuck? I have so many questions right
I watched
now.
part of the 3-hour thing, and it was a bunch of people at a resort, and then she goes off one side of the screen, and when she comes back, there's two cops in a gunfight with two drug dealers in the forest, and one of them gets shot and dies, and it's what?
I have so many questions.
Yep. So yeah, it seems like an interesting thing if anybody wants to go check it out.
Yeah, now I'm even more annoyed that somebody's just randomly DMCAing this shit.
Yep. So that happened. Let's see. Speaking of throwbacks, there was an old PlayStation game called Robot Anime Geppy X.
That actually sounds familiar to me.
This was a shmup that was on 4 different PSX discs, and the reason is because it had a fake anime, it had fake commercials, it was a send-up of the old mecha animes from the late 70s, early 80s, except it's not a real thing.
Yeah.
So the game itself is a shmup, but it has all of this other stuff around it. And it's been kind of unavailable for a long time, but a company managed to get the rights to it, and they've gone back in, and they've obviously used AI upsampling to get the FMV stuff to look a little bit better and sharper.
Yeah, to clear it up a bit.
They've also added a rewind function and save states and things like that to make the game easier to play. But yeah, the whole thing is coming out in July. So
that's actually kind of fun.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
And there's like all kinds of craziness to it. It looks like a pretty fun little weird ass video game.
Yeah, I feel like I've heard of this name before. Maybe
Yep.
at like, because you used to be able to buy like Japanese games and stuff at like some flea markets and stuff. And I feel like I saw the cover for this years ago.
Yeah, and the story that I had pulled up, there was a this was like just showing the like fake commercials and animes. They have like a fake commercial for the toy of the robot from the series. So it's pretty elaborate.
Somebody made that. That's clearly a physical figure that somebody made for this game.
Yep. Not just that, but like it ends with like another one where it's like the bad guy or something at some point. But yeah, there's all kinds of like craziness in here.
That's incredible. Man, people were so creative back then for what you could do with games.
Yeah. Let's see. Bad news. There's a website called Miriant that is an abandonware ROM site that has been collecting ROMs for a long time. It's got 390 terabytes of like collected old stuff. And they're shutting down at the end of the month. And part of this is because the server hosting costs have gone up because of all the hardware
RAM
bullshit.
And stuff, yeah.
Part of it is because there are a bunch of apparently like scraping services that have figured out how to get around their the web pages to just directly access the files, so their file usage has gone up by like 5,000%.
That's awful.
Also, they work on a Patreon, and their Patreon hasn't gone up at all since the site opened. So the guy that founded the site says, I'm putting $6,000 a month of my own money into keeping this going, and I can't do that anymore. So
in his defense, a lot of people probably didn't even know.
Yep.
I would probably try putting this out before fully doing it to see if you can get anybody.
Well, at this point, he said that like any additional money put in will go to paying back server costs that I've been footing the bill for. Now, there is a group that is trying at this point to archive this whole thing. The problem is that it's like
kind of fucking him over that way.
Well, no, not that. I mean, I don't think he cares. It's more that like it's 390 terabytes. Like you have to have enough people downloading 24/7 onto like backup hard drives in order to get this amount of data backed up.
Well, that's what I'm saying, like, because it's gonna like cost the guy more server costs.
Yeah,
it's gonna be kind of hilariously on accident that he's doing that to them.
208,000 of 2.8 million files.
Damn, that's gonna take them a
so
while.
7.3% of the way through it, and they're shutting down on March 31st. They have until the end of the month.
Fuck.
So
well, it's 5 days in, and they got into 208,000. So
we'll see.
They have a decent shot. But, yeah, that's a shame.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. And last but not least, here's a terrible horror story. Sorry to end on a note, but
I actually saw this post.
There's this adult anime visual novel called Tsukihime Trial Edition, and there are 50 of these prototypes on Earth. And a guy recently purchased one from overseas, and it came through DHL and U.S. Customs. And when it arrived, it was like completely destroyed.
Yeah, it's
like
completely
destroyed,
utterly decimated.
It is a single floppy disk, and that floppy disk has been intentionally ripped apart.
Yeah,
like I don't understand. Like you could X-ray. Like if this is going through customs, what the fuck do you mean? Like what are you talking about? Like this is ridiculous.
Yeah, because the guy said that the packaging was clearly done like in the most like I'm gonna make sure this thing is safe. Type way.
Yeah,
only for customs to have like just ripped it apart and utterly annihilated this fucking disc.
But yeah, that's the weirdest thing is that like.
And apparently this is a very common thing.
Yeah,
in customs. Apparently in customs they will just fucking annihilate shit for no reason.
But then it's like they tore the disc apart. And then they like parts of this
and then they put it back in there. Yeah,
it doesn't make sense where they got to in the middle of the disc they've got the little like magnetic tape, right?
Yeah,
and they pulled the magnetic tape off of the metal like thing in the middle. It's like wait, what did you think was hidden inside of here? Like,
yeah, they went out of their way to utterly decimate this disc.
Yeah.
And this means there's only 49 of these now.
Right.
After they fucking annihilated this goddamn thing.
it's so weird.
And I saw comments from the guy it happened to where he's like, because we were seeing this Twitter account here, but he also went on Reddit because somebody posted about it on Reddit.
Yeah.
And they were talking, he was talking to him there. He's like, yeah, if this happens again, if I find something like this, I have to go there and get it physically,
Right,
and then
right.
like have to hang on to it for dear
Right,
life.
yeah.
Because this shit has taught him an awful lesson. Because again, this happens to a lot of things that go through these sort of U.S. customs.
I don't understand.
I don't know why.
Well, a lot of it too is I saw one comment that said this happens a lot with just DHL in general.
Yes.
For some reason, it's like DHL will let people just tear shit apart and then just be like, "Yep, there it is. It's broken.
It's good now.
Like,
Here you go, bro."
I don't know.
It's fucking insane
It's
that this
so
happens.
fucking weird. Like it's so gross too. Of like what I want an explanation is what I want. I want to hear a justification for like why. Like why?
There's just nothing. And
Do
I've heard,
people smuggle drugs through floppy disks?
Yeah.
If so it could be. The only thing you could smuggle through there would be like cocaine. It would be enough for like one bump.
Yeah.
Like I don't understand.
It doesn't make any sense. It's almost like somebody saw it and going, "This isn't a real thing,"
Right.
And then destroyed it for no reason.
Right.
It's just fucking ridiculous.
It's absolutely redonkulous.
It's maddening.
Go check those,
maddening.
Go check the pictures of it online. All right, well, I managed to go over another time. Michael, tell the fine people on the internet where they can find you right over here going over time with me.
You can find me on oneofus.net. We do a lot of movie and television reviews. You can also find me on YouTube under Super Maniacs. It's a Superman podcast they do sometimes.
There you go. And patreon.com/RageSelect Rico if you want to help us out. Kick us some bucks, get some bonus videos in return that nobody else gets to see. Yeah, it is how we keep the website going. So if you like Rage Select and you like these podcasts, $5 a month's all it takes. Also, if you like listening to Michael and I talk, we're playing all the way through Resident Evil Requiem.
It's so
we
great,
just got
guys.
done recording part 4, and it's fucking hell waiting an entire week to play the game. And also, dumbass me that I am, we decided to switch off. So I gotta wait 2 weeks to play 1 measly hour of goddamn Resident Evil Requiem.
The best part is him watching me accidentally waste things and be just sitting there being like, nope. Nope.
Can't make you reload the game right now. I swear to God, at one point you're going to load the game up and it's like, what is all this? It's like, yeah, I went back to the beginning of the game and just played the entire game from the beginning to make sure that you had like 12 more bullets for this sequence.
Now we have all the bullets.
That's right. Yes. Thanks everybody for listening. And yeah, I don't even know. This is the end of. I don't know what to do. Just don't watch Silent Hill 2, the Silent Hill 2 movie. I just got to reiterate.
Or get drunk with a bunch of friends and then watch Return of Silent Hill.
I don't even know if it's that. I think it might even be worse than that. I don't know if it's even worth it doing for that. I don't know.
Well, watch Scrubs Return at least.
Yes, watch Scrubs instead. Do that.